In the red zone, he's obviously utilizing his footwork too to get into the end zone, which is a viable option for Georgia Southern to keep this offense going.
Yeah, what a career game for J.C. French against App State. Was also named Sun Belt Conference Offensive Player of the Week. You see the numbers and what both quarterbacks have done in the last 4 games. Collier can throw the ball and run the ball, but J.C. French, 5 rushing touchdowns on the ground. He makes great decisions when needed.
Yeah, he's very good decision maker. As Coach Applin said, he's getting total control of this offense. And as you watch Georgia Southern move in a no-huddle offense as well, you see him taking total control of it.
For more on this game tonight, we send it over to our sideline reporter, Sky Taylor, with more.
Well, Georgia Southern's defense has struggled to stop the run all season long, but they found their footing last week at App State, holding them to just 77 yards on the ground. Head coach Clay Helton told me that it was a combination of early pressure and winning those one-on-one matchups, but they're going to need that exact same fire tonight against this Coastal Carolina's offense, a team that's put up 40-plus points in their last 3 games. So for the Eagles, this is going to be the ultimate test. They're going to have to find a way to stop the run and control the rhythm tonight.
Thanks, Guy. This will also be a game where red zone efficiency has to be the difference maker. Head coach Clay Helton for Georgia Southern and head coach Tim Beck for Coastal Carolina said they need touchdowns over field goals.
Yeah, basically last game, I think both coaches felt like they left a lot of points on the field by kicking field goals in the red zone. Basically, based on this game, field goals will not do it. They're looking to score touchdowns.
The Eagles will get the football to start this game. A touchback as Coastal Carolina won the toss and deferred to the second half. So we will see J.C. French. We already got our first flag of the game, and a player is down for Coastal Carolina. And the touchback kicked by Philippe LaForge. We will hear from our head referee, Drennis Livingston. And also, that player for Coastal Carolina has not moved on the ground.
Yeah, you're seeing both training staffs out there. You know, something serious here.
Officials are still talking things over, but not the way to have this game begin. The ambulance has been called out onto the field. So let's take a look what happened here. Ooh. That is the junior linebacker, Walt Gray, who is down on the field right now for the Chanticleers. We're going to take a quick commercial break here on ESPN+. Welcome back to Paulson Stadium. A serious situation on the field. Linebacker Walt Gray still down on the field. The ambulance has been called out on the opening kickoff. You saw Gray get a blindside hit, as you mentioned, Jason, and hitting the ground, and has not moved since that moment.
Yeah, like it's a definitely serious situation. You haven't seen any movement, and as the players on the field, all you're looking for is to see some kind of positive sign to get you back going for the game. Hard way to start a game for both teams.
Both trainers for Georgia Southern and Coastal Carolina out attending to Gray, junior linebacker from Wichita, Kansas. And the flag was also out on the play too, on the touchback from the Chanticleer's kicker and Philippe LaForge. We're going to take another commercial break here on ESPN Plus. Welcome back to Paulson Stadium. A positive sign for junior linebacker Walt Gray, who's given a thumbs up to everyone in the stadium, to the teammates for Coastal Carolina. You see the standing ovation that he has received as he is now being carted off the field and will head to the nearest local medical facility. But our thoughts are with Gray. As we saw a replay during the break of that hit, Jason, it did not look good.
No, it didn't. Blindside block. You see his head hit the ground. You're just happy now that you saw the thumbs up as he's leaving the stadium. Kind of a sigh of relief for both students.
Personal foul. Illegal. Blindside block on the kicking team. Excuse me, on the receiving team. Number 17. That penalty is declined. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Assistant, Georgia Southern. Number 50. Half the distance from the 25-yard line. First and 10, Georgia Southern.
So the penalty blindside block was on Jay-Sean Anderson. And then you see the penalty assistant play helmet talking with the referee that puts the Eagles half the distance from the 25-yard line. So the Eagles are going to start at the 12, and we'll see J.C. French, quarterback, who's coming off a career game last Thursday against App State.
Yeah, and if I'm Georgia Southern, I give him something quick to see if he can get in rhythm just like he was at the App State game.
So first play on offense, French going to have a free play, and they're going to call it dead. You saw on the far side, the defensive end, Noah Arinze, neutral zone infraction.
Offside, defense, number 19. Other reaction from the offense. 5-yard penalty, remain first down.
Correction, that was Savon McDowell, the sophomore, on the offsides call.
Yeah, and for the Chanticleers, they've been pretty much penalty-free the last few games. To start the game off with a penalty is not the way you want to start a game.
So they get 1st and 5 for Georgia Southern from the 17. Another hard count from French. Man in motion, Marcus Sanders Jr. Oh, French fumbles and falls on it right in time. I mean, Jason, when you have a serious situation that we saw right on the first play on the opening kick, it kind of makes it difficult for both teams to kind of settle back in and get a rhythm.
It really does make it difficult, both teams. We had a situation when I was in school, same thing happened, and it takes you a while for you to get your bearings under you.
So it'll be a loss of 2 for French, make it 2nd and 7. French throws a screen to O.J. Arnold. Arnold tried to spin out, maybe gotten a couple of yards. O.J. Arnold leading the running game for Georgia Southern, had 105 yards on the ground and really sealed the deal in the fourth quarter against App State.
Yeah, as the game goes on, OJ gets a lot stronger as he runs. You see a spin move he brings out, and he's just a tough runner. He wears down on the defense.
He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 7. The Eagles, 40% last week against the Mountaineers, 45% on the year in third down conversions. French, good protection, throws, incomplete. An early 3 and out here for the Chanticleers to start on defense.
Yeah, very good series for the Chanticleers. Like Coach Johnson mentioned, if he can keep Georgia Southern in 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 situations, he believes they can win the game because their pass rush is phenomenal when they know there's a pass play.
The Eagles will bring the punt unit. Only punted 3 times last week. Alex Smith right near the goal line. Deep to receive will be Bryson Graves for the Chants. Graves runs into his own teammate, turns the other way, takes a hit, and taken down at the 48.
Timeout.
Chanticleers will take over on offense when we come back on ESPN+. Back on ESPN+, Coastal Carolina defense forcing a 3 and out to start this game. It went out to the Chanticleers offense, who had a career 324 rushing yards, the most this season, but also the most in almost 4 years of the program.
Yeah, for the Chanticleers, they pretty much had an identity change throughout this year. You know, coming into the year, you thought you were going to run and gun and throw the ball all around the field, but Collier's come in and taken over the reins, and they've got an excellent running attack, probably one of the best in the Sun Belt.
Also led by first-year offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshed, who normally is an air raid guy under the Mike Leach coaching tree, but changed things up with Collier in at quarterback. Chanticleers will start from the 48. Collier has been a difference maker in the Chants' 4-game winning streak. First play, a handoff up the middle, and meeting him right there, Jakari Brown with the tackle.
Yeah, Jakari Brown knifed in there right there, got that for basically a minimum game. He comes off the edge. That's a great play to start the series.
Javen Simpkins on the carry. Chanticleer starting fast as Collier overthrows the tight end, Zach Courtney. Be 3rd and 9.
Georgia Southern's bringing a lot of pressure right now early, trying to win those early downs and keep the Chanticleers in the 3rd and long situations. The same thing that Chanticleers are doing to the Southern Eagles, they're trying to do to them.
Shots were also 40% on third down against Georgia State, 37% overall. Javen Simpkins in at running back. 4 receivers set. Play clock at 5. Collier, flag right before the play started.
Offense, number 51. Second down. Third down.
Left guard Heston Edwards, a false start. You're seeing how much the crowd is playing a factor in this game.
Yeah, right now the crowd's definitely making a factor to the game. Charlotte Clears just have to calm down a little bit, get themselves back on track, get into some third and manageable situations.
Make it now 3rd and 14 from the 44.
If I'm Georgia Southern, I'm looking for a screen pass right here in this situation. They don't want to put, they don't want to get Collier into the pass-heavy situation, so they probably take something easy.
Collier, all day to throw, airs it deep, incomplete. Had an open target in his tight end, Courtney, but Courtney couldn't make the catch. Brings up 4th down. How about the 3 and out from Georgia Southern's defense?
Yeah, 3 and out, but I'm sure Coach Bailey's not happy with this one. This guy's wide open. It's 3rd and 13. You got to sink deeper than the defense right there. They got away with one.
Now we'll see Emil Sebafunde, the redshirt senior punter from Melbourne, Australia. Peyton Plott needs to return for Georgia Southern. And that ball will bounce at the 8 and go out of bounds.
That's an exceptional kick right there. No return and inside the 10. It's a lot of talent to kick a ball that well.
So both defenses are 3 and out to start this game, but our thoughts and prayers are with Walt Gray, the Coastal linebacker who got blindsided on the opening kick. The medical cart made its way out, and Gray currently headed to a local medical facility. And when you have that to start a game, it kind of throws both teams off, especially right on the opening kick.
Yeah, it definitely throws the tempo off, and on the sidelines, you're dying to hear what they're saying about him. So once they get that information, I think his team will play a lot better.
French on the quarterback, keep on 1st down from the 8, and a big run as French taken out across the 20-yard line.
Little taste of their own medicine right here, a little zone read with the lead block right here. French gets up, probably a 20, 25-yard run. He can keep that going. Georgia Southern have a good night.
A gain of 21 for French. He's going to go on his feet again, following his block. I mean, we talked about how J.C. French can get the job done with his feet, and he leads the Eagles with 6 rushing touchdowns this year.
Yeah, he does a good job of knowing when to run. They're playing fast right here, trying to keep Coastal off balance, but he does a good job of knowing when to run the football.
Gain of 5 now. O.J. Arnold, what a run up the middle inside the 20-yard line, went untouched on that run. Offensive coordinator Ryan Applin said they needed to start fast, and boy, did the Eagles do so.
This is based off the previous run that French had. They're trying to keep him in the contain. O.J. just shoot up the middle.
Eagles in the red zone. French handing off to Arnold up the middle again.
Yeah, Georgia Southern's found something with this zone read right here. Obviously, with French having such a good run on his first carry, Coastal's a little bit off balance right now, not expecting him to run the football.
That run by Arnold was 51 yards up the middle, a gain of 5 on the 1st down play. It's 2nd and 5 from the 10.
This is kind of what you would expect the Chanticleers to be doing to Georgia Southern, but right now it's in reverse. If Georgia Southern can keep running the football, it's going to open up the big plays in the pass game.
French play action, floats it up, incomplete, numerous flags thrown into the end zone. That's going to be a blatant pass interference.
Yeah, I think Coach Applin had the same mindset we had up here in the booth, that they had him committed to the run and was going to slip a pass by him.
And Miles Woods was on the coverage of Camden Brown. You saw Brown just trying to get through.
Pass interference, defense, number 14. ball be placed at the 2-yard line, first and goal.
And you saw there, Brown had a clear shot up the middle, but look at this, the way that Woods was holding on to Brown here.
Yeah. I tell you what, it's a good penalty for him to give himself another play because that was for sure 6 points right there.
Make it first and goal from the 2. Three receivers near side for French. Arnold still in at running back. And another penalty. I mean, how about these hard counts from French here on these drives?
Yeah, they're definitely using the hard count, so if they've seen something on the film.
Defense, number 42. Causing the offense to react. At the distance to the goal remains first down.
Yeah, they've seen something on the film to utilize this hard count. Obviously, this will slow down their pass rush later on in the game, get them off balance. And right here, I wouldn't be surprised if Georgia Southern pops a run right up the middle for a touchdown.
I mean, it's a little bit uncharacteristic for the Chanticleers. Very limited in penalties in their 4-game winning streak, 14, but already their 4th here in the first quarter. French under center, halfback toss to Arnold. Across the goal line and will score. Touchdown, Georgia Southern. Arnold with big-time runs on this drive and caps it off with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year.
Yeah, this is just old school toss right here. Get your big guys out in front, let the running back make a play. And Arnold did a good job finishing the play and finding the end zone.
5 plays, 92 yards. Remember, the Eagles started this drive from the 8, but that big 51-yard run from Arnold and the 2 runs from J.C. French. I mean, it was the run game really efficient on this drive for the Eagles.
Yeah, a very efficient run game, and also for Georgia Southern, typically when they win the rushing battle, they win the game. So Coach Helton, they're off to a good start right here to win this football game.
142 yards on the ground against App State. They already have 80 in the first quarter against the Chanticleers. Trip Bryant, the special teams player of the week in the Sun Belt, on the PAT, also wearing the number 0 jersey this week for the Eagles. Sends it straight down the middle. Georgia Southern strikes first. 7-0 start. How about the mask from Arnold?
Just old school toss right here. Big guys get out in front, and that's a determination right there to find that end zone. Good job by O.J. Arnold right there.
After the first drive for Georgia Southern, where a 3-and-out occurred, turning things around, 5-play, 92-yard drive, old school football on the halfback toss to Arnold for the score.
Yeah, not traditional of Georgia Southern this year, but they getting back to just grinding the football, continuously running the football. Also, I think if they are able to run the football against the Chanticleers, you can take them out of their game and force them to pass the ball as this clock dwindles down.
Seeing how Georgia Southern turned things around on their second drive. We'll see if Coastal Carolina can do the same. Evan Scruggs on the kickoff, and that will drop into the end zone for a touchback. Shots will start from the 25. I mean, for the Chanticleers head coach Tim Beck, when you talk about running games, I mean, that's been the driving force overall for the Chanticleers in their 4-game winning streak, especially against Georgia State last weekend.
Yeah, they come in with a mentality to run the football. Javin Simpkins, and he's doing an excellent job of finding a hole right there. Also, other impact player, Zeke Campbell, he's an excellent pass rusher. And once they get into those pass situations, I think you'll see him flash a little bit. For Georgia Southern, I think Harrington's going to have a big night, especially with the quarterback run. And Dalen Cobb, he's an X factor for Georgia Southern.
Yes, Maury Collier has been the one to open up the run game. This is the trick play here from the Chanticleers. Deep ball caught at the 40-yard line. Down the sideline is Jamison Tucker, and he answers back. Touchdown, Coastal Carolina. What an answer after the touchdown from Southern on the first play of the second drive. Tucker, a 75-yard reception to the house.
Coastal they dialed this play up. They called this a perfect play call. Lateral pass right there. Georgia Southern bites up, and he just throws it over the top for an easy touchdown. Coach Hollins, he's in his playbook right now.
That was Bryson Graves. That's his first pass on the season and nailed it, finding Tucker for his second receiving touchdown on the year. PAT good, like Kiana Fructe, and just like that, we're tied at 7.
Timeout.
Yeah, the guy in motion right here, as you see him settle down, and he a perfect pass, hits him in stride, and he just erased to the end zone right here. Caught Georgia Southern in aggressive defense, letting guys get behind him. I think this is a great play call. This will keep Georgia Southern defense back later on in the game.
Offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshed opening up the playbook. Graves to Tucker as the Chants tied at 7. Welcome back to Paulson Stadium. We are tied at 7 after the trick play for the Chanticleers. Bryson Graves finding Jameson Tucker 75 yards for the touchdown. We'll see the Eagles back on offense, led by J.C. French, who was named Sunbelt Offensive Player of the Week, and also freshman kicker Trent Bryant, named Special Team Player of the Week, going 4-5 against App State.
Yeah, and both players have lived up to the hype so far and come out. J.C. great run, made a nice throw also. Getting the Georgia Southern offense in the rhythm and see if he can keep it going. And obviously nailing the extra point to start the game just only builds confidence.
Head coach Clay Hellick said that win over App State took a special type of mindset to go into Boone and get the win, and was proud of the way his team fought back after having a tough stretch of games in the month of October. Here's the return by Dalen Cobb. Cobb across the 25, taken down at the 28-yard line. So as the Eagles make their way back on offense, we're already seeing both offenses starting to come alive here on their second drives.
Yeah, we're definitely off to a track meet right here. If I'm Georgia Southern, I'll stick with the run, stick with the zone read. Right now, the Chanticleers don't seem to have an answer for it. Then also, I would get JC on some easy passes. If I'm the Chanticleers on defense, I think I bring early pressure to try to knock them off rhythm like they did the very first drive.
French coming off of a career-high 352 yards against the Mountaineers. Mentioned Bryant, 4-5 in kicking. But in this game, you need touchdowns over field goals if you want to get the win. Eagles will start from 28. French throws it to Terrence Gibbs. Gibbs absorbs contact across the 30. Running back room a bit depleted for Georgia Southern. We've found out earlier this week that the secondary running back David Badinga out for the year, so it's next man up behind O.J. Arnold.
Yeah, next man up is obviously a good thing or a bad thing to hear unless you're the player. Georgia Southern running backs are all coming in, and they're producing as they come in. So there's not a lot of drop-off between their backs.
2nd and 7, quick throw from French, finding Marcus Sanders and gets the first down. Sanders coming off his first career 100-yard receiving game last week.
Yeah, and I think he's that third option in the receiving game that can help move the chains and also make big plays, as we saw last week. Anytime he gets isolated, I think they're going to take a view over there.
Triple threat now in the receiving core with Sanders, Camden Brown, and Dalen Cobb. 11-yard reception by Sanders, first down from the 42. Play action, French gonna air it out deep, looking for Brown. Oh, what a catch at the 15! Camden Brown, are you serious?
Just simply wow on that play right there. Looking at you, thought this ball was picked off. As you watch Camden Brown, as he sees the defender about to take this ball, he leaps in front. Dynamic catch right there, holding on to that football.
In double coverage as well. That was a 42-yard deep ball from French to the senior Brown. Eagles in the red zone. Quick throw to Sanders. Stays on his feet and stays inbounds, fighting for extra yards inside the 10. Player down out of bounds for the Chanticleers. That's Dre Pinckney.
Officials timeout.
We're going to have an officials timeout as Pinckney, the redshirt senior from Bowling Springs, South Carolina, down on the sideline. I mean, these Georgia Southern fans have to love that previous play that we saw from French to Brown. I mean, Camden Brown, what a season he's had already for Georgia Southern. He holds the single-season school record for 9 receiving touchdowns. He's trying to work his way to 1,000 yards on the year, but this is where Georgia Southern has to be efficient here in the red zone.
Right, yeah, last week they had 6 attempts but only 1 touchdown. They're looking to correct that as they move into the red zone today, and I think, like you just said, finding Camden Brown or Sanders when they get a one-on-one matchup, I think you're going to be able to make touchdowns, especially with the way the run game's working so far tonight.
That was a big key from offensive coordinator Ryan Applin. Score in the red zone. Touchdowns over field goals. Be 2nd and 2 from the 8 following the completion from Sanders. French gonna throw it up to Brown. Incomplete, but a flag is down.
Offsides, defense, number 42, lined up in the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal, replay, 2nd down.
For Coach Johnson, this has to just burn him up right here. Pre-snap penalties just by lining up wrong, giving Georgia Southern an extra set of plays.
The result of the foul is a first down, 1st and goal.
Give them a new set of downs right here, and the throw was out of bounds. You'd have had a 2nd and goal. Defense coordinator not happy at this moment. They just got to settle in and just play football. 5 penalties in the first 7 minutes can't happen to win a football game.
Very uncharacteristic for the Chanticleers as fresh to the downs for the Eagles. 1st and goal from the 4. Weston Bryant, the Wildcat quarterback. He's going to throw. He has Brown. Touchdown, Eagles. B. Brown now in double figures with 10 receiving touchdowns on the year.
He's such a phenomenal talent. Obviously, with the quarterback change, you're thinking quarterback power, so you get a single coverage out there. But anytime you got him one-on-one, you got to take a peek. And again, we see these catches all year. He goes up high points of football, gets his feet in bounds for another touchdown.
And in both drives for Georgia Southern, 5 plays, just over 2 minutes off the clock. The last drive, it was O.J. Arnold with the big play. He got rewarded with a touchdown on the halfback toss. Now it's Camden Brown, the 42-yard reception in double coverage, and then one-on-one on the sideline to get his 10th touchdown on the season.
He's looking to have another big game unless the Chanticleers switch up the coverage and keep leaving him one-on-one. I think he's going to have more catches, another 100 yards, and another touchdown if they don't change it up.
Weston Bryant, the freshman in the Wildcat position, his first passing touchdown in his career. Trent Bryant nails the PAT. Eagles back up 14-7, and we're only midway in the first quarter, Jason.
Yeah, a lot of fireworks early right here. I know both coaches want their defense to settle in, but from a fan standpoint of view, you're loving the offensive production right now. Yeah. As he just goes and takes this ball out of their hands right there. Great catch. Then right here, you're thinking Wildcat. He throws it up high, points his football, and he gets both feet in for the touchdown.
We had talked about Marcus Sanders previously and how his big game against App State opened things up overall for all three receivers in Sanders, Cobb, and Brown. And now Camden Brown, he already has a single-season touchdown receiving record, now with 10. And the way he's playing, he's trying to be the first Eagle of 1,000 receiving yards in the season.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say he's going to get that this year. The talent he has and the way JC is playing, he will be at 1,000 yards for his year's over with.
If he's making plays like that, he might have it at the end of the night.
Right.
Another kickoff sent into the end zone. Shantz will take it to the 25. I mean, we're seeing big-time offensive plays, and, you know, for Coastal, how do you respond?
If I'm Coastal, I think you throw it again on first down. Right now, Georgia Southern's been very, very aggressive on first down. I don't know if you'll be able to get the double pass off again, but I think you can throw some slants or hitches or something to the single receiver side. Well, they got double receivers right here. To the one-on-one side, and get them in the rhythm.
How about this formation? Two players lined up left and right of Collier, one in the back. That's an old-school full house package. And broken up in the back. Ball went out. And the Shantz recovered. Nick Del Grande, the left tackle, falling on it.
Yeah, they tried to do, like I said, an old-school power package, but Jacob Ferguson did a mesh charge and just knocked that ball out. Lucky for them to recover it with Grande having his eyes in. Now that Georgia Southern has him behind the sticks, I think you play soft, keep the ball in front, don't let anything get behind you, because obviously running the football is the Chanticleer's strength at this point.
Loss of 5 on the play, 2nd and 15 from the 20. Collier on the handoff. Oh, Javen Simpkins stayed on his feet. Simpkins has room across the 40, absorbs contact, taken out at the 48. What resiliency from Simpkins, the junior running back from Miami, Florida.
Very impressive balance right there. He just rolls up, puts that arm down, a running back drill that everyone practices, and he gets upfield, gets the first down. Excellent vision.
Look at offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshed. 7 years under Mike Leach at Washington State and Mississippi State as play resumes. Nowhere to go at that time. Also, unique thing for Hollingshed, he coached alongside Clay Helton's brother Tyson Helton at Western Kentucky before arriving to Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, he definitely knows about throwing the football around. But you have to give him credit this year to kind of change his offense and let the quarterback do what he does best and running the football. So it's a different type of play calling for him this year.
Only a gain of 3 from Samari Collier on that first down run. Collier back to pass. Pass is caught. Flag is down. Catch made by Carmelo English. And right now will be 3rd and short, but we'll see who the flag is on.
Pass interference, offense, number 11. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
Now the Shantz having penalties on offense. That one from the tight end Brooks Johnson.
Yeah, I think Brooks was going to a spot. The Georgia Southern defender was in his way. He just kind of pushed off right there. No need for it. The ball wasn't coming to him. Oh, he's engaging while the ball's in there. He can't block him out. Again, they just gotta think through it, not make bonehead plays right here. Get themselves behind the chain.
Yeah, just a lot of penalties from the Chanticleers in this first quarter of play has really stalled themselves defensively and put the Eagles in good field position. Now on offense too. English with the catch at the 40. And it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, if you're Georgia Southern, I think you live with the 5-yard hitch on 2nd and long. But also if you're Chanticleers, you want to see the quarterback complete the ball to get into some kind of rhythm, some kind of confidence. And I think they'll probably take a deeper shot over the middle right here.
3rd and 18 from the Shantz 39. Collier throws blocked, and it's picked up by the Eagles and will score. Eli Anders. But they're going to call it back, saying the pass is incomplete. But what a start defensively for Georgia Southern, especially from their D-line.
Yeah, this Georgia Southern pressure right now is phenomenal. They're just throwing people out the club, getting their hands up, making great plays. For Coastal, they got to figure out a way to set the anchor, keep Georgia Southern defensive line out of the backfield to give Collier a little bit of time to make some completions here.
That was Uche Elo blocking that pass from Collier, and then Anders scooping it up. You got to give Anders credit. Played until he heard the whistle. Didn't hear a whistle there at the moment.
Please reset the game clock to 6:14. That was an incomplete pass on the previous play. 6:14. Thank you.
And just to reiterate from our head referee and Trennis Livingston that it was an incomplete pass. So 4th and 18. Chants are going to punt. Peyton Plott deep to return. Plott receives at the 20. Ooh, some collision from Chanticleer's teammates. And Plott gets to the 24. Georgia Southern back on offense. An explosive offense here in the first quarter for the Eagles, leading 14-7 with 6 minutes to play in the first. Welcome back to Boston. Eagles back on offense, leading 14-7, led by their running game and O.J. Arnold. Sky Taylor has more.
Georgia Southern's running back room has quietly become one of the tightest knit groups on this team. Offensive coordinator Ryan Applin told me, it's a unique room, a bunch of naturally quiet guys who turn into pure chaos when they're together. He said what makes them special is how rare that true brotherhood is in today's game, and the retention in that room has really allowed the players to build real relationships, and it shows how selfless they are. There's no egos or no, I should be playing more, but for O.J. Arnold, that bond has been one of the best parts of his college experience.
Thanks, Sky. Arnold loses the football, pulled down and recovered by the Chanticleers. Miles
moving on the field was a fumble by the offense, recovered by the defense. 1st and 10.
Rather, Zamarian Gordon recovering the fumble. That was a good run by Arnold up the middle, but How about the defensive response from the Shants?
Yeah, like you mentioned, a very good run by Georgia Southern. But the way Chanticleers have been taking this ball away, watching you come in, tomahawks this ball out, nice strip. Getting on the football, that's how you change a football game right there.
It was Jeffrey Ogochukwu on the forced fumble, and Zamarian Gordon, the redshirt senior, his third fumble recovery on the year. And just like that, the Shants back on offense in the Eagles' 38-yard line.
I wouldn't be surprised if they took a deep shot right here. Try to swing the momentum.
Collier on first down. Scrambles. Has a lane up the middle. Collier bouncing out inside the 30 and runs out of bounds inside the 25.
Yeah, and that's the fear as a defensive coordinator. You think you got everything covered, and he just kind of slips out the back door, makes a man miss, picks up 15 yards.
That's what makes Collier so dangerous offensively. He can throw the ball and he can run the ball, and it opens up the run game overall. Case in point, first down up the middle. A short gain from Javon Edwards. It'll put the Shants at the red zone, 2nd and 7. I mean, you see the way Coastal defense has been so dangerous, forcing turnovers. And Georgia Southern hadn't had a turnover in 37 days prior to Arnold's fumble. Another run on 2nd down. And Javen Simpkins may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, for Georgia Southern, not having a turnover, like you said, in 37 days. Now it's time for the defense to stand up and see if they can hold this to a field goal, which obviously we both think will not win these football games. I think they're going to need touchdowns. So, unfortunate turnover for the Eagles, but now it's time for the defense to step up, see if they can get a stop.
Last turnover the Eagles had was back on a Thursday night game in October against Southern Miss, where the Eagles would lose that game. 3rd and 7 from the 20. Collier back to pass, going deep towards the end zone. Almost had it. Flag on the play. Malcolm Gilley, the intended receiver.
But going back to the throw that Collier just made, that shows you he's just an able thrower as well. It's perfect placement of that football.
Pass interference, defense, number 12. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic, first down.
Tracy Hill Jr. on the pass interference.
Yeah, he lays this ball out there perfect. So he's a willing passer and able passer and a willing runner. Again, that's why their offense moves so well when he's in the game.
The ball moved up all the way to the 5-yard line. The 1st and goal for Coastal. We still got 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. The second penalty for Georgia Southern. Collier going to keep. Collier will score. Touchdown Shants. Samari Collier, his 7th rushing touchdown and just his 5th game played this season.
Again, he's a phenomenal talent. I think everybody in the crowd knew what was about to come. So Collier just gets the ball, and he finds the hole. He has good vision, too. And as you see him finish this run through a guy with a lot of power. They're going to be tough in the red zone to stop.
You know what's tough? The Chanticleer's defense. They had a lot of penalties in this opening quarter, but the defense able to answer back, especially with the forced fumble. PAT is good by a fruit day, and the defense turning into offensive points for the Shants as we are tied at 14.
Simple quarterback power, no read, no zone. He's just getting there, finding a hole. Pretty much the simplest play you can draw up is quarterback sneak from a little distance. That's all he's doing. Great job finishing on the run.
You just see just the chippiness and the physicality picking up here. I mean, this is the 12th all-time meeting between the Eagles and Shants, and you just see what the running game has done for this Chanticleer's team since Collier's taken over at quarterback.
Yeah, you're looking at almost 170 more yards. That just shows you how dynamic of a player he is. And obviously, his teammates believe in him too, so the running backs have to get involved. And he basically has this offense clicking on all cylinders.
I mean, head coach Tim Beck talked about how Collier's been able to take care of the football, but also the ability to extend plays has made his game stand out overall.
Right, you saw an off-schedule run over there for the first down to keep this drive alive on third down. And plays like that is pretty much expected of him now, I believe.
Yeah, you think for Collier, his ability to run the football opens up options for everybody. But that time, getting the job done for his 7th touchdown on the year, the Eagles will take this ball out of the end zone. Dalen Cobb stays on his feet, gets across the 30, and down at the 34.
Very good return by Cobb right there. He's such a dangerous offensive player. Anytime he touches the ball, you think it's going to go to the house. I think they got a chance in the kick game later on if they score again.
Well, the main thing has been both teams executing in the red zone.
Offsides on the kicking team, number 86. 5-yard penalty would be enforced from the end of the run. 1st and 10, Georgia Southern.
Another penalty on the Chanticleers. Josh Humes tied in on the kickoff return offsides.
Yeah, it's such an unforced penalty. I mean, wait till the ball's kicked. You get up another 5 yards. You're almost starting at the 30, 38-yard line. The way guys kick the ball now, you're almost in field goal range with a couple 30 yards here.
See what offensive coordinator Ryan Applin draws up here as the Eagles will start from the 38 following the offsides penalty. Arnold up the middle. Arnold all alone inside the 20. Touchdown Eagles. Arnold making up for the fumble on the last drive and takes it 62 yards for the touchdown.
Yeah, Arnold, he definitely wanted to get another shot at that ball after fumbling that football. I know it's in the back of his mind. Right there, another explosive run right up the middle off the zone read. And he's off to the races. No one's going to catch him when he's in open field.
Already his 2nd rushing touchdown on the night. I mean, you said it earlier, partner, we may be in for a track meet. And my goodness, just the way both offenses have been explosive in this game to start. It has been a sight to see.
Yeah, especially for Georgia Southern, they're doing it through the run game. We expect the ball to be in the air a lot more, but right now they have a beat on what Coastal Carolina's doing on defense.
Trent Bryant nails the PAT, 21-14, Georgia Southern.
Yeah, the great blocking up front right there. These zones are so big. The safeties are obviously deep. As they come up, it's too much space for them to come up and make a tackle. That's pretty much probably going to be the easiest touchdown run he's going to have all year.
Arnold, 5 touches in this first quarter, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns.
132 yards in the first half. Someone need to find the record because he's going for it here.
Not even in the first half, the first quarter.
The first quarter. He's going for some kind of record. That's awesome running for him. But I will say, I think Coastal Carolina is going to get out of this 3-man front. Right? They got a 0 and they got 2 sevens. It's just too wide and it's too easy to run the football, and their linebackers are getting caught up in the mix.
We'll have to see how both defenses will make
Number
adjustments.
17 for Coastal Carolina is number 36.
We got a jersey change. You got 2 number 17s on the Chanticleers roster, and Chris Henry and Cameron Wright. One of them is wearing number 31 now. As the Eagles, 36, excuse me, as the Chants take it out inside the 5. Good tackle there at the end.
Have more penalty flags on the field.
More penalties indeed. Malcolm Gilly on the return that time.
So what is the half distance? Doing return, holding on the return team. Half the distance to the goal, 1st and 10.
Got holding on the Chanticleers.
With the amount of penalties they had having so far just in the first quarter, they're pretty much lucky to be in the game. I'm sure they're around 7 or 8 penalties in the quarter.
Holding foul. It was on number 38.
So on number 38, that's the jersey change that we had from number 17. We look at defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey, who talked about how his team did a good job stopping the run and creating 3rd and longs. Been a different start here defensively for the Eagles. Look at that, 8 penalties, the difference maker for Coastal Carolina. This 8th one will start the shots from the 9. Collier Throwing deep down the sideline, incomplete. Pass just a little bit too far thrown to its intended target.
I think it was excellent coverage right there. I know earlier they got the pass interference call, but I think Georgia Southern's comfortable playing press man to the one receiver side right here. That's enticing the Chanticleers to throw that deep ball and get them out of their running game. I think they need to take with something shorter and something a little bit quicker to get some completions here.
I mean, just one completion for Collier overall in the quarter, 1 of 5. I mean, it was the receiver, Bryson Graves, who threw it 75 yards at Jamison Tucker for the passing touchdown. But Collier can get the job done on his feet. He'll keep it on 2nd and 10. Gets a couple of yards.
Yeah, Harrington right here did a good job of being patient and not overrunning this ball. Last time, Collier slipped out the back door for the big run. At 3rd and 6, I believe Georgia Southern feels they're comfortable enough to get these guys off the field. This is where Coach Bailey wanted to have them in this situation on 3rd down.
Shawns have yet to have a 3rd down completion. 0 for 2 to start this game. Collier, quick throw, pass caught by Robbie Washington. Washington cutting and get the 1st down, stays on his feet across the 25, down at the 27.
Yeah, that's a nice individual effort right there. You're looking for basically a flat route, makes a guy miss, cuts up the field, and goes and gets 20, 30 yards. Again, an easy completion. Let your athletes do the work for you.
So a gain of 14 by Washington. Collier will keep on 1st down. Oh, Collier down the sideline. Collier inside the 40. He's still going and down at the 25. I mean, Samari Collier, the way he has been able to juke his way through is something to see, but we have multiple players down.
Officials.
Collier is down for the Chanticleers. Justin Myers is down for the Eagles.
If you're Coastal, you definitely don't want to see another player go down, especially after the way the game started. Right. Going back to the run, it was a great run. You hate to see him go down at the end of this play. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
Justin Myers for Georgia Southern, he was questionable entering this game. Coach Held mentioned he was dealing with a nagging ankle injury. See here again as Collier, just what a run from the quarterback, but it's a tough way the play ended.
Yeah, he does a phenomenal job of making people miss, getting up the field. And like I said, the way the play ended, you hope it's nothing serious. He can get up and walk it off. I know he's kind of grabbing his knee at the moment. We'll kind of wait and see. He's walking off with a little bit of help, so that's a good sign.
So Collier being helped off the field by a couple of Coastal coaches. Myers now walking off on his own power to the sideline. And you see Collier just trying to put some weight on his leg. And
yeah, you definitely hope he can get back in this game.
That is tough to see.
Going forward in the game, does your game plan now have to change, being that they're probably going to have a quarterback change here, and what these guys have been practicing all week, and also for Georgia Southern, what they have been defending all week?
Well, here's the thing. Collier took over the last 4 games for the Chanticleers. It was initially Tad Hudson and MJ Morris that were the quarterbacks to start the season. So Collier going to get checked out inside the tent. And the Chants are going to go with Tad Hudson, the redshirt sophomore from Huntersville, North Carolina, transfer from UNC. And it was Hudson at quarterback when offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshed started the air raid offense before switching things to a more run-based style of offense. Hudson will take over from the 25 following a 47-yard run by Collier. Touch pass to Washington. Gets a block, but nowhere to go. Aiden Jackson on the tackle for loss.
This is an absolutely impressive play by Aiden Jackson right there. He comes downhill full speed, fights off the block, keeps the outside leverage to bring the guy down on the one-on-one tackle. Very impressive.
Hudson this season, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, also 2 rushing touchdowns this year. 447 yards passing. Be a loss of 2 on the touch pass to Washington. Loss of 3, 2nd and 13. Pass complete to Zach Courtney. Gets inside the 25.
Yeah, for Georgia Southern, it's going to go back to, did you really study film this week on your second-team quarterback? Because the offense is going to change now, and the defensive calls are going to change, so you got to make sure you're on par with what's about to happen here.
3rd and 8. Hudson got to the 24, a 4-yard gain. Hudson throwing to the end zone, almost picked off by Jackson. Jackson had a pick last week against App State, almost had another one tonight.
Right, Jackson did a great job of drifting to the vertical route right there. He basically seen this the entire way, and honestly, it should have been picked off. For Hudson, if he's a little bit more patient, he has the crosser route right here that he could have knocked it off to for the first down, but that's a dangerous throw right there, and he got away with one.
Looking for Eli Aragon. We'll have the first field goal try of the game. Kiana Fructe, a perfect 13 of 13 this season. Went 3 of 3 against Georgia State and nails that one from 41 to get points on the board for the Chants inside the final minute of the first quarter. Eagles still leading 21-17.
We got 38 points and still in the first quarter.
That's something.
Definitely a track meet out here.
Well, we'll see how the track meet changes as Collier is still getting checked out in the 10. I mean, he was the driving force in Sean's offense getting those 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's been such a catalyst for him. Hopefully he's okay. But again, if you're Tad Hudson, you got to get your team into the huddle, kind of figure out what play calls they're going to go with and see if they can keep this thing rolling.
Look to have an update on Collier later on. Aiden Jackson, though, just what a play that he had made, almost having another pick. He already has 2 interceptions this year, had one in a crucial situation in the 4th quarter against the Mountaineers.
Yeah, and this is right after he dropped a pick earlier. Well, he misses the pick right here. I believe the very next play he goes back and makes an amazing pick, even a harder one right here as he picks it off to kind of seal the game for the Eagles.
Yeah, it went right through his hands on 4th and 11. The Mountaineers were able to keep the drive going, but being able to answer back on that pick speaks a lot about just being able to put the previous play behind you. Defensive coordinator Brandon Bailey talked about that moment from Jackson and said it's a good lesson to learn. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you respond. He did that with that game-sealing interception last Thursday.
Yeah, and that's the model that he wants his whole defense to take, is how you respond, because you're going to give up some plays. The offense is going to beat you sometimes, but how do you respond and make it better?
Dalen Cobb responding on the kick return. He gets across the 30. And still fighting for some extra yards. I mean, we talked about not just the amount of points we've seen in the first quarter, but how the physicality is taking an uptick.
Yeah, you see both teams are very chippy, and again, they're both playing for something. For the Chanticleers, they still have a shot at the East title. For Georgia Southern, you want to be bowl eligible. So these are big games. Again, just the competitive nature of everyone, you want to win this football game.
Georgia Southern 4-5. They need to win 2 of their final 3 games to be bowl eligible. And a win here for the Chanticleers. They'll face James Madison in 2 weeks for the Sun Belt East title to go to the Sun Belt Championship. The Eagles will start from the 35-yard line. French handing it off to Terrence Gibb. Ball is out! Both teams fighting for it. And it will stay with the Eagles.
Movement on the field was a fumble by the offense, recovered by the offense. 2nd down.
That is the 2nd time the Eagles have fumbled the ball offensively.
Yeah, again, they're fortunate right here as you watch the Chanticleers. Again, putting their arm in and poking that ball out. I believe that, can't see who that was, but a good job of getting your arm in there. Again, turnovers are going to be Turnovers will make the game even. Right now, I think the Chanticleers are struggling a little bit on defense. As long as they can keep getting turnovers, they'll be okay.
Timeout.
The first quarter officially comes to a close. 21-17, Georgia Southern. What a start to this game. Second quarter coming up after the break on ESPN. Welcome back to Paulson Stadium. It is 21-17. Georgia Southern through one quarter of play. What we have seen explosive offenses, and what you are seeing now is the unveiling of Freedom 2, the new Eagles mascot being unveiled to everyone inside Paulson. Freedom 1 passed away back in the spring. The statue was unveiled at the start of the season, honoring the first Freedom, and now Freedom 2 will be the one to take flight and be the symbol of Georgia Southern moving forward.
Yeah, Freedom is a big part of Georgia Southern history. Obviously, when I was in school, Freedom came out. When the Eagle takes flight, you know it's game time. All the fans are excited for it. It basically sets the tone for the night when you see Freedom fly across the stadium.
Yeah, Freedom's flight was the way things got kicked off in Paulson, where Freedom would fly from the top of the stadium down to the handler, Steve Hine. And head coach Clay Helton talked about the importance of having Freedom 2. To have Freedom back in the building, introduced for the first time, will fire this Eagles team up. And it just gives the team something more to play for here tonight.
Yeah, anytime you got a symbol, you want to use that to your advantage. And Freedom's definitely a symbol for Georgia Southern offense, or Georgia Southern in general.
Yes, second quarter underway. It'll be second down and 11 for Georgia Southern. Here at the 34-yard line. French had nowhere to go, ran right into a wall up front. That was Luke Murphy, the super senior linebacker.
Yeah, look, he just beats the block right here, kind of slices in and gets French right in the face. Good job from French for holding on to the football. Again, the Chanticleers, that's how you want to start the series off, get them in 3rd and long, where they feel they can win the football game with their pass rush.
Loss of 3 on the tackle for loss. 3rd down. Pressure coming to French. He gets it out in time to Marcus Sanders. Sanders gets the 1st down. Hey, how about the grit for Marcus Sanders to fight for extra yards?
Yeah, one great throw by French because he had immediate pressure in his face, as you watch right here. Again, hitting the mouth right here. Sanders gets upfield and kind of picking up where he left off last week, fighting for that 1st down.
Got it out to the 40, 45, excuse me. French on play action, 1st down, all day to throw. He'll run and gets across midfield. I mean, after what we see in the 1st quarter, how do things continue here in the 2nd for the Eagles and Chanticleers?
Yeah, I think for the Eagles, you stay on the gas right here. Everything they've been calling the offense has been working, besides the loose balls that the Chanticleers have calls. But keep doing what you're doing right here. Now they got him in the empty set. They're going to try to spread them out, kind of make them declare, see if they can get some quick throws off here.
2nd and 3 at the 48. French, quick throw, pass caught, another 1st down for the Eagles. This time Camden Brown getting back in the receiving column.
Again, giving them short throws, kind of when you're empty, you basically make the defense declare what they're going to do early on. Just giving them some different looks. Again, bringing O.J. Arnold back in the game. I expect them to run the football again if the Chanticleers stay in the 3-man front.
Drive continues for Georgia Southern. French 7 of 8 throwing the ball. 27 yards on the ground. He throws it to Arnold. Arnold burst of speed. Arnold inside the 20. Touchdown Southern. Arnold, his 1st receiving touchdown of the night. 3rd touchdown overall in the half.
Yeah, Georgia Southern doing it in all ways. They've been running the football. Then this drive come out and decide to throw the football all over the place. Everything Coach Appleton calling right now is working. He's in his bag of tricks. I think the Chanticleers have to settle down and kind of get themselves back into this game before it gets out of hand.
41-yard touchdown reception and another short drive for Georgia Southern. Just 6 plays, 65 yards, under 3 minutes taken off the clock. O.J. Arnold, what a half. He is having PAT good by Trip Bryant, 28-17. It's the O.J. Arnold show here in Paulson Stadium.
Yeah, he's already, I think he's at 3 touchdowns right now.
Timeout.
He's definitely doing his thing right here. This is the perfect setup. Uses the block. As he gets to the outside again, it's off to the races. Great blocking downfield. OJ, he's finding the end zone all night.
We on a whole nother level.
Determination to grit on this run. I think Coach Adams is calling a great game for the Eagles right now.
We back. Okay. Bigger than ever, we back.
back to Paulson Stadium. O.J. Arnold having himself a night. 3 touchdowns overall and 194 yards of total offense. 132 yards on the ground and longest run 62.
Yeah, he's having a phenomenal night running in, catching the football, and it shows how explosive he is once the ball's in his hand. If you're Georgia Southern, you just kind of keep feeding the guy until he can't go anymore.
Correction, 173 yards total with 2 rushing touchdowns. They got his first touchdown reception on the night. His first reception touchdown on the season. Scruggs send this one, and the Shants will take it from the 5. Bouncing on the outside, Malcolm Gilly. Gilly down to 21. Sky Taylor has an injury update on Chanticleer's quarterback, Samari Collier.
Yeah, I saw Samari Collier walking out of the tent. He is on crutches, obviously experiencing a lot of emotions right now. Tad Hudson was over here just trying to cheer him up. Collier does have on a full leg brace, and he's over here walking around the sideline on crutches.
Not what you want to see for Chanticleer fans, as Collier was the driving force in the Coastal's 4-game winning streak. It even got things going offensively in the first quarter. So for the time being, and maybe for the rest of the game, Tad Hudson going to take over. The Shants will start from the 21. Hand off to Javen Simpkins up the middle, short of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, with Collier being hurt, I believe Simpkins got to be the go-to guy right here. Kind of feed him to keep this running game going.
Shants hurry up offense. Simpkins again, and he will get the first down.
I don't think the Chanticleers won't be as explosive through the run game, but I think they can use it serviceable to take some deeper shots down the field with Hudson.
I mean, we could see offensive coordinator Drew Hollenshed go back to that air raid style of offense with Collier not in the game anymore. Fresh set of downs for the Chanticleers from the 32. Hudson, good protection. Rolling right. Throws, pass caught. Malik Mega on the catch. Short gain.
Yeah, you're right about going back to the traditional play calling. He's usually been used to calling. I think he's kind of in his wheelhouse right now. So you don't expect too much drop off from the play calling standpoint. You just want to know if they can continue to run the football and find ways to run it out of different formations.
Gain of 4 for Mega, and we'll see how the play calling changes if they try to stick with that running game. Hand off to Javon Edwards. Gets across the 40. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
Again, these are the situations that Chanticleers want to be in. 3rd and short, you got a two-way option. You can run the ball, or you can try to take a shot right here over Georgia Southern Hill.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, with Collier out, it may take away the deep ball opportunities and deep plays that the Shants can make. 3rd and 1. On the carry, Edwards tripped up. Did he get enough for a first down? He did not. 4th and short. Do you go for it here?
I think you got to go for it. The way Georgia Southern offense is rolling, if you let them get the ball back and they get to 35, I think the game may get out of hand. But looking right here, Aiden Jackson does a great job of shooting the gap and making this play in the backfield.
Timeout. Georgia Southern, this is a 30-second timeout.
The Eagles will call their first timeout of the half right before the Shants got that play off. They'll give the Eagles some time to talk things over and for Coastal Carolina to figure out if they still want to go for it on 4th and 1.
Right, this is a very big play, pivotal in the game for Georgia Southern. If you get this stop, again, going up 3 scores, you kind of put this game out of reach. For the Chanticleers, you want to keep yourself in striking distance. Again, you got a 4th and 1. The way you guys been running the ball all night, you think they're going to be able to go and pick up this first down.
Chanticleers, 6 of 11 on 4th down conversions this year. They completed their only 4th down conversion last week against Georgia State. Now, Georgia Southern faced a lot of 4th down situations from App State. The Mountaineers went 4 of 6 last Thursday.
Right, I know Coach Helton wants to be better on 4th down than 4 of 6, so I expect him to bring a lot of pressure right here and make Hudson throw this ball.
See Clay Helton and Tim Beck looking on. Both Sean's offense and Eagle defense back out on the field. 4th and 1. On the carry is Jalen John, and he gets the first down.
Yeah, nice vision to slip through right there. That looked like it was going to be a TFL, but a good job by Jalen to find the first down.
John, his first carry on the night, keeps the drive alive. And we talked about the deep running room for Georgia Southern. Coastal's got a deep running room too.
Yeah, Coastal, they have a lot of backs that are viable to put in the game. Again, there's not much drop-off between their backs, just like Georgia Southern.
Fresh set of downs from the 44. Quick throw on the outside, Jamison Tucker. Tucker gets the first down.
With the change in quarterback, I believe Georgia Southern open field tackling is going to have to improve because this ball is going to be flying around the field with a lot of pace, and it's going to be wide set. So they need to make sure if they want to win this game, they get the guy on the ground with the first tackler.
Second reception for Tucker. The first one was 75 yards to the end zone. And the pass from Bryson Graves. Ooh, absorbing contact on a first down run is Simpkins. I mean, Simpkins, a tough running back to get down.
Yeah, small in stature, but that's very tough run. You can hear the pads popping right there, pop it up, and he's ready to do this thing again.
Hurry up offense from the Chanticleers. A quick throw on the outside to Aragon. And Sean's rolling here on this drive.
Yeah, they're doing it a different way. They're playing a lot of pace, and they get to the sets quickly while Georgia Southern's still looking at the sideline. These guys are hiking the football, looking to go.
Wasting no time. Simpkins, they've got tripped up on his own. It'll be a loss.
Georgia Southern bringing an entire new defensive line. I believe the pace and the tempo had got to them a little bit. They were able to get a tackle for a loss to switch the D-line out.
The lengthy drive for the Chanticleers. 11th play of the drive coming up. 2nd and 12. 8 minutes to play in the first half, and another flag is out.
False start, offense, number 58. 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Center Thomas Johnson called for the false start.
These unforced penalties right here, they're just killing their drives. Now if you're Georgia Southern, you're looking to possibly knock these guys out of field goal range, but definitely keep the ball in front of you.
Second and 17. Hudson, quick throw, broken up by Tracy Hill.
Hill's been sticky all night. He's all over the receivers. A good job on this play, putting his hands in there, breaking his pass up. He's playing very aggressive tonight. I think he feels confident that he can guard anybody they put him on.
Yeah, Hill, the redshirt junior from Athens, Georgia, has been one of the driving factors for defensive backs. And while this is a long drive for Coastal, you just see the productivity. A vast change from Collier to Hudson. 3rd and 17. Hudson rolling, has pressure. It is tipped. Incomplete. Cameron Wright almost had it. He followed the ball well once it got tipped in the air, but couldn't finish.
Yeah, that was almost a disaster for Coastal. It almost was a gift, but he just couldn't hang on to the ball right there. Then they're going to be forced to take a long field goal or punt this ball. I believe they're going to try the long field goal to try to get themselves within the one score.
Well, Keena Fructe has been perfect in this game, as you see here.
Yeah, he's trying to throw the spear route right here. Just kind of throws it a little bit behind him, but it almost made a great play.
Get this. This is Philippe LaForge on a 51-yard field goal try, and he puts it through. The Chanticleers finish with points as LaForge gets his 2nd field goal on the season. He nailed one from 47 for the first of his career against Georgia State. And the Chants switching things up with their kicking unit. 28-20, Eagles lead, under 8 to play in the first half. both resulting in field goals. As LaForge, fresh off the career high, sends it to Dalen Cobb, who'll take it out of the end zone. Cobb stays on his feet and will get to the 30. I mean, we see the way this Eagles offense is executed, especially on the ground with O.J. Arnold. So that takes us to our trivia question here for tonight's broadcast. Who holds the Georgia Southern single-game rushing touchdown record? I mean, we know Adrian Peterson has quite a career here at Georgia Southern. Even Tracy Ham with the hand bone back in the 80s winning 2 national championships. Any guess, Jason?
I'm going to go with Adrian Peterson, just the way they ran the football and the amount of touchdowns he scored in the game. So I'm going to stick with AP on this one.
We'll have our answer later on as the Eagles start from the 30. Here is Arnold, who gets to 35. And there's been so many other great running backs throughout the history here of Georgia Southern. I mean, you look at Matt Breida back in 2014, 2015, what he did as well.
Yeah, Matt, and also I think Jarrett might be on the list. Jarrett McKinnon was a great back. And I tell you what, the way OJ's running tonight, he's going for whatever that record is.
So many good running backs and mobile quarterbacks in Georgia Southern history. After a gain of 5, French going to step and throw deep, incomplete. Intended for Sanders, Lionel Whitaker on the coverage.
Yeah, great coverage right there. French, as he climbed up in the pocket, I believe he missed his check down with Green sitting right at the first down. I think he went a little bit deeper, but if you watch Mont Green come in, he's sitting right there, just fit it to him for a 5-yard gain and move the sticks.
You know who else I just thought about as far as players that were rushing touchdowns? Kevin Ellison, quarterback, and Shai Wertz. Another great guy, another great player there as we got more action and a flag. You saw the defensive end jump on the hard count from
Offside,
French.
defense, number 40, causing the offense to react. 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Yeah, I think this
Correction,
is
1st and 10.
This is the 3rd or 4th time these guys jumped offside with the hard count. Again, JC's doing a good job of changing it up. The D-line also has to pay attention to the football.
Jaden Bryant, one that jumped on the offside. I mean, so many penalties. That is the 10th for the Chanticleers in just the first half. Be a fresh set of downs for the Eagles.
Yeah, this is definitely something Coach Bett's going to talk to them at halftime about not beating yourself.
From the 40 on 1st down. Nowhere to go on that run. Going to be a loss for Arnold.
Yeah, that's a good 1st down play for a TFL for the Chanticleers. Again, trying to get Georgia Southern to obvious pass situations so they can get themselves back into this football game.
Hadn't seen that much from Arnold in this game. He's been explosive from the line of scrimmage. So loss of 1. French will keep this time. Tried to work his way through, but ran into 3 or 4 Chanticleers there. It'll be another loss.
Yeah, they're changing their defensive call. They're a little bit more aggressive, more so playing the run than the pass when they first started the game. So now I believe they're trying to stop the run and to force Georgia Southern to pass the football.
Look at Jeremiah Johnson in his first season as defensive coordinator for Coastal Carolina. Made his way over from Louisiana Tech. I mean, he said his big key for the defense to make sure that French is uncomfortable. Only the third down play for the Eagles, 3rd and 11. Good protection for French. Throws it out late, short, and incomplete. How about the 3 and out?
Yeah, that's very good coverage right there because I thought Georgia Southern did a good job in the pass protection, but all the receivers were covered up. And again, that you can see Chanticleers gaining a little bit momentum. They had the 2 drives on offense, now got the 3 and out, about to get the ball back and possibly tie this game up before going into halftime.
Correction, not a 3 and out due to that penalty that we saw, but nonetheless, this momentum, as you mentioned, Jason, shifting towards the Chanticleers' way. It's a big defensive stop will bring out the punt team for the Eagles. Alex Smith sends that ball high in the air. Fair catch called at the 17-yard line. 5:35 to play in the first half. Sean's back on offense. We return
Timeout.
on ESPN Plus, down 20. Beautiful aerial view of Statesboro, Georgia in Paulson Stadium as Georgia Southern leads 28-20 over Coastal Carolina. And we have our answer. Jason Foster holds the record for most rushing touchdowns in a game with 6 against Coastal Carolina back in 2007.
Now, I do remember that game. I would have thought AP had this one, but nice to be recognized. We had a good team that year, very good offense. Oh, man, that was a phenomenal game for us. It kind of got us going for the season.
Hey, look at that. I mean, you are flying everywhere on the field that night.
Throwback film right there.
As play resumes, great tackle for loss by Georgia Southern's Jacob Ferguson. Now, Jason, we did keep you in the dark with this next question I'm going to ask you because you did have 6 rushing touchdowns, but what happened with the 2 interceptions you had in that game?
I do remember the interception. I remember one. I'm not sure about the second, but it was costly because they had, I think, Mike Tolbert and a couple other pros on their team had a very good offense, so I do remember those 2 interceptions, which not a good look.
Catch made by Bryson Graves, going to bring up 3rd and long. I'm sorry, we knew you had the 6 rushing touchdowns, but it wasn't a full, complete game for you.
It was not. I do remember one of the interceptions. It was like at a bad time because they scored every time they got the ball. We started pressing, hopefully, to come out with a win. So luckily we did.
3rd and 13 for the shot that clears at the 15-yard line. Hudson scrambles. Hudson still looking. He throws. Intercepted. It's Brendan Harrington, the 7th-year senior, and he's out of bounds at the 5. Harrington, his first interception of the year, and a big turnover for the Eagles. But a flag on the play. Going to go on the left guard, Heston Edwards, but how about one of the team captains in Brendan Harrington with the pick?
Yeah, Harrington did a great job of dropping and getting depth right here. As the roll comes to him, he's dropping. Again, you think Hudson has a receiver downfield, but Harrington drops up under. And then not only is the interception, but look at the return right here. Great athletic play. Again, that's why he's an impact player.
Harrington had a unique homecoming last Thursday, going back to his former school in App State. And head coach Clay Helton talked about how Harrington has been a vocal leader, but they challenged Harrington to be a productive leader. And he led with his presence and production in that game, did so with the interception tonight. Eagles in the red zone. Arnold is stopped and maybe taken back for a loss.
Yeah, going back to Harrington, he accepted the challenge. He's a coachable guy, and as you see, he's just getting better and better each week. He's making stops. He's getting out into the pass game. Again, he's just doing an awesome job for Georgia Southern defense.
Yeah, and Harrington wanted to make that App rivalry matter, especially being on the other end of that rivalry now with Georgia Southern. They're getting a big win, 25-23. Got to feel good for the 7th-year linebacker with his first pick this season. Loss of 1 for Arnold, 2nd and goal from the 7. French going to air one out, and it's caught for a touchdown. Camden Brown, his 2nd on the night. Give Brown 11 receiving touchdowns on the season.
Yeah, that's just an absolute phenomenal play. Overall, it was pretty good coverage right there, but JC threw it up with enough height to let him use his athleticism to go up to high point that ball just like he did earlier. Again, anytime they have one-on-one coverage in the red zone, I think they're going to take that shot at Camden Brown as he'll continue to catch these balls and make highlight plays.
How about Georgia Southern turning defense into points on offense? All it took was 2 plays. Camden Brown, his 2nd touchdown on the night. PAT good by Bryant. Eagles leading 35-20 here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, the Eagles they're doing a good job right now because they've been running the football so well, so you have to play one-on-one coverage out here. And again, anytime you get one-on-one coverage with a guy this athletic, you just throw it up. He sets the receiver. Again, good coverage, but he can't get the head around in time. He jumps so high. There's really not much you can do about that. And again, a great throw by French to keep that football in bounds.
And this goes back to what Coach Helton talked about when Sanders having the game he had last week against App State. It opens things up, a triple threat with
Number 44,
Brown,
Coastal
Sanders,
Carolina is wearing
and
number
Dalen
36.
Cobb. I mean, look at this. The most points in the first half under Clay Helton in his 4
Number 44
years,
is wearing number
35
38.
here in this first half. And it's come from different players. Camden Brown, 2 receiving touchdowns.
17,
O.J. Arnold, 3
is wearing
touchdowns
number 36.
overall, 2 on the ground, and 1 receiving touchdown tonight.
Yeah, and they're getting big plays from everyone. Again, we saw J.C. French early on with the run, O.J. with the big run, and also the great catch by Brown in the middle of the field. So we're spreading this ball around. It makes it that much harder to guard Georgia Southern offense.
French with 2 of the 3 touchdown passes. The other came from the Wildcat quarterback in Weston Bryant, who had Brown on his first touchdown earlier. Chanticleers will return this from the 5-yard line. Oh, what a haul and a run! Malcolm Gilley down the sideline. Chanticleers answer back. It is a full track meet in Paulson. Malcolm Gilley, his first return on the year.
Yeah, Coastal's just not going away. They continue to make plays. Obviously, the first time with the double pass. Here with the kick return, they're in this game, and they're trying to win this game and have that matchup with JMU.
Sideline warning, Coastal Carolina. The results of the play is good. Touchdown.
And just once again, the chippiness and just the grit. Both teams battling, and now got a sideline warning from Coastal.
Right, sideline warning. This got to be the most exciting first half we've seen in college football probably this year. Every time you think one team's about to pull away, the other team comes back and answers the call. So now it's back on Georgia Southern to see if they can put some more points on the board before going into the halftime.
My goodness, I mean, this first half has been everything. I mean, touchdowns, interceptions, special teams touchdowns, and field goals. PAT good by a fruit day. Chanticleers entering back. It's an 8-point game, 35-27.
Yeah, a relatively short kick as he walks into it. Again, not much, basically going untouched. Great job blocking. If you see it from a wide angle, this is probably the easiest touchdown he's going to have all year. Then he shows off that speed, finding the end zone.
Gilley took it from the 4, 96 yards to the house. And Coach Helton talked about kick location being a major key on the special teams side. Knew that Coastal's returners are dangerous, and it showed right there.
Yeah, that was definitely mentioned as far as kick location. Not sure if that's where they wanted it to be, but they got to do a better job covering that kick as it comes down. Again, Georgia Southern's being close with Dalen Cobb on their kick return. See if he can answer the bell here.
Well, Cobb has a kick return touchdown. It was back against Jacksonville State in September. It was named Sun Belt Special Teams Player of the Week for that return.
He has a chance here to see what he's going to do with it.
He takes it at the 2. Cobb got hit hard at the 25-yard line. I mean, just the physicality picking up and another flag. I mean, it has been chippy. It has been vocal. Man, we still got a whole nother half of football to play here tonight.
After the play, personal foul, hands to the face, number 17 of the receiving team. Half the distance to the goal, 1st and 10, Georgia Southern.
That penalty going on the Eagles and Jay-Sean Anderson. Watch Anderson here, right side of your screen on the far side. A call for hands to the face. Really, that's just Anderson just responding there after the Chanticleers. Malachi Teo kind of put some hands on him.
Yeah, it's definitely getting chippy, but you got to hold your water. You can't get any silly penalties.
3:17 to go. The penalty will put the Eagles on the 13. First down run from Arnold. Spins out of traffic. Arnold with another first down for the Eagles as he gets to the 25.
Yeah, the Eagles are playing with a little pace right here, trying to get onto the ball. Again, a nice draw play to start the drive.
Eagles playing fast on offense on the hurry up. Arnold, and that penalty that we saw on Anderson, just the third. But you got to credit Coastal here. 10 penalties in the first half, and they're still fighting.
Yeah, you got 10 penalties and an interception. You're still only 7 or 8 points down. Yeah, it shows how shows the will of their team. They're trying to win this football game and doing everything they can. They just got to clean up the penalties.
And look at what Arnold's done the first half. 10 carries, 152 yards, 2 scores. He also has 2 receptions for 41 yards and a receiving touchdown. 2nd and 5. French going to throw wide, has Dalen Cobb. Cobb gets the first down, taken out at the 40. But the Eagles, another first down as we're inching closer to the 2-minute timeout.
Yeah, I think Georgia Southern's starting to spread the ball out a little bit more. I think this is the first time we call Cobb name as a receiver tonight. But we know how dynamic of a player he is, so I can see him getting more involved in the offense as the game progresses.
First reception for Cobb. Playing with a heavy heart tonight. As we go into the 2-minute timeout. 35-27, Eagles leading. Resume play after the break on ESPN+. 7 at the 2-minute timeout here on ESPN+. Coming up at halftime, we'll have more information about Freedom 2 in a special interview with Georgia Southern President Dr. Kyle Marrero. We'll also talk first half stats and highlights. A lot of highlights from this first half in Paulson tonight, Jason.
Yeah, the first half has been exciting, filled with highlights, and still more to come before this half ends.
1st and 10 from the 40 as French going to air it out deep. He's looking for Dalen Cobb, incomplete. You saw there, he had 3 shots to clear surrounding Cobb.
Yeah, that was a called shot. I think JC should have found another receiver and checked it down, but he definitely wanted to try more top and get Cobb involved. 6 back, yeah, he just lets this one go and tries to get it over top. Good coverage by Coastal.
Good protection from the Eagles O-line to give French that kind of time to look for Cobb deep. 2nd down. French dumps it out to Arnold. We know what Arnold can do, and he is tripped up across the 45 at about the 48-yard line. He went down.
Yeah, Coach Adams doing an amazing job of including OJ in every kind of play they have. They've been in the pass game, the screen game, in the run game. Just keep feeding his guy the ball.
3rd and short. Arnold will get the first down, absorbing contact across midfield. I mean, head coach Clay Helton talked about OJ, just the way he was able to finish the game against App in the 4th quarter, but also off the coordinator Ryan Applin said that OJ has been OJ since day one. He's an even-keeled person and a football player. The drive continues. French on 1st down across the middle, finding Arnold again.
Yeah, he's having a phenomenal first half, catching the ball, running it. And like Coach Adams said, he's just a football player, so whatever you need to do, if that involves him blocking, he does that well also.
Minute to play in the first half. Eagles do have 2 timeouts left. French, pocket collapsing, and he is sacked. The flag is thrown as well. Making the play, Sawyer Gorham Welch. And we'll see who the flag is on. Along with the Eagles with 2 timeouts, Coastal has all 3 here late in the half.
Holding. Offense, number 66. The penalty is declined. 3rd down.
So Johnny Brown called for holding, penalty declined by the shots.
Yeah, when it's in obvious pass situations, Coastal, one of the better teams in the Sun Belt of just purely rushing the passer.
Timeout. Georgia Southern, 2nd timeout of the first half.
Eagles will call their 2nd timeout and talk things over with 3rd and 11. Sawyer Gorham Welch, his 2nd sack on the year.
In this situation, Georgia Southern's talking about being careful with the football, no turnovers at this point in the game. Again, if the play's not there, it's okay to punt the football in this situation.
One thing to keep in mind as well, Coastal will get the ball to start the 2nd half. They won the toss, elected to defer. And it also gives head coach Tim Beck more time to talk things over with his offense, especially with the quarterback change from Samari Collier to Tad Hudson.
Yeah, and if they can get this ball back with Tad Hudson, the way that you guys, with 3 timeouts in the offense, how fast they, in the tempo they use, they may be able to go down and steal 3 points or possibly a touchdown. So this is a very critical play right before the half.
The Eagles have not been in many third down situations, 2 of 4 tonight. But that's mainly been because the offense has been rolling.
Yeah, we've seen plenty of explosive plays this game.
Out of the Eagles' timeout, 3rd and 11. French gonna check it out to Teo Todd. Todd fighting for extra yards. He gets held down by Dante Lunan. That'll bring up 4th down. And the Chanticleers aren't going to use a timeout. They're going to save all 3, but it gives Georgia Southern a chance just to run the clock out here.
Yeah, that's an interesting play not to call a timeout. That's a great tackle.
Oh, the Eagles are going for it on 4th and 7, and they got the offsides call. Another hard count from J.C. French, and Zeke Campbell fell for it.
Offsides, defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Zeke Campbell's trying to get an early jump right here, make a big play, and cause a splash play and possibly get this ball back for his team. But again, another self-inflicted penalty. And if Georgia Southern picks this 1st down up, they may be looking at points to end the half.
Yeah, it gives the Eagles another chance here. And Coach Elton talked about going for it more on 4th down, especially in terms of trying to, between making it a 2-score game or just trying to keep a drive going, especially in the red zone. 4th and 2 with 17 seconds left. That was the 11th penalty for the Chanticleers in the half.
The foul occurred under the 2-minute warning, which requires a 10-second subtraction. Georgia Southern has elected to accept the 10-second subtraction. Please set the game clock to 7 seconds, and the clock will start on the ready for play.
So a 10-second subtraction, but 7 seconds left here on 4th and 2. If you're French, do you go for a deep shot here on 4th and 2?
No, I think they're looking for a field goal right here. They're going to try to hit some quick hit and even possibly hand the ball off, get the 1st down, and try the long field goal. If you're going for the home run play.
Well, the clock wound down. The Eagles
Timeout. Georgia
called
Southern
their final timeout.
3rd and final timeout.
So remember, the play would start on the whistle from Trentus Livingston. It took some time for the Eagles. They left 3 seconds on the clock and used their final timeout of the half. So this would be a 58-yard field goal try if the Eagles were to take that shot.
Well, now I believe they're going to throw it to the end zone with the clock running and getting down to the wire to take their timeout with 3 seconds. I believe they're just going to try and throw it up to Camden Brown and see if he can possibly make a play.
Brown has been dangerous in those one-on-one situations, and that's how he has 2 receiving touchdowns in this half. 2 touchdowns from Brown, 3 overall from O.J. Arnold. And the playmakers are making plays for Georgia Southern in this half.
Yeah, these guys are delivering for their team. Right now, Coastal needs to make sure this ball gets knocked down before it gets to the end zone to go out and come out of this half only down 8 points.
And the Eagle offense will head back on the field. 3 seconds to go. 4th and 2. You see the Chanticleers putting 2 men deep in the end zone, anticipating this potential Hail Mary.
Yeah, they want to make sure they get this ball knocked down. Again, keep it in front of them. All eyes on the receivers. And again, traditional Hail Mary play here.
Teo Todd in at running back. French on 4th down. Looking. Has time. He's going deep to the end zone. And it's intercepted. And that's how the first half will come to a close. Samarian Gordon with his 3rd pick on the year.
That's the first half.
And what a first half we've had inside Paulson Stadium. The most points in a half in the Clay Helton era with 35, leading 35-27 over Coastal.
Yeah, it's been a very explosive half. All the playmakers are making plays for both teams. We're seeing takeaways, we're seeing kick returns, we're seing great catches. We get a phenomenal first half of football for both teams.
What a first half in Paulson. Sky Taylor standing by with head coach Clay Helton.
Coach, you said coming into this game, field goals weren't going to cut it and you needed to produce touchdowns, which you have. Most points in a first half under you as head coach. What have you liked out of your offense?
Yeah, offense is in flow right now, and they have been successful in the red zone. We need to keep it up. This is a second half team we're getting ready to play. They can put lots of points on the board, so we need to keep to being aggressive.
The pick from Brendan Harrington. What do you want to see more from your guys on that side of the ball?
Well, we had a turnover offensively that gave them great field position. They gave them one score. Then we let a kickoff return go. Our defense has been really aggressive in the first quarter. Hopefully we'll do that again with some pressures, mixing it up, try to get some third and longs.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Well, you heard from Coach Helton. They are ready for a second half Coastal Carolina team. They know that they can be dangerous. We'll see how things will play out in the second half. What an explosive and electric first half from Paulson tonight. 35-27, our score through 30 minutes of play here on ESPN+. Paulson Stadium, second half about to begin. Coastal Carolina won the toss, elected to defer. They get the ball to start the second half. As Evan Scruggs sends this to the back of the end zone for a touchback. You only saw a fraction of the highlights from that explosive first half from both the Eagles and the Shants. How about a game track to keep you updated for what took place in the first here, Jason?
Yeah, it was an explosive first half. We saw Coastal switch quarterbacks. Again, Collier was having a good game within the running part of it. Hudson came in and moved the offense. OJ had catches, passes. Great runs, but also the kick return was the biggest story of the first half to me that kept Coastal in the game and a potential opportunity to tie this game up on this drive.
Currently no update on Samari Collier as a first down run from Javen Simpkins gets the shots, a minimal gain. We also do not have an update on Walt Gray. Our thoughts and prayers are with Gray. He was taken down by a blindside hit around the first kickoff of the game. Here to start. Tad Hudson in a quarterback to start the second half in place of Collier. After a gain of 2 from Simpkins, 2nd and 8. Flea flicker. Hudson throws and is caught. Cameron Wright, first down, Chanticleers.
Yeah, I'm definitely loving the play calling right here. Starting the first half off with a double pass here. It's a flea flicker. If he has a little bit more time, he has a guy wide open down the field he can get the ball to.
Went for the second option in Wright. Hurry up offense for the Chanticleers. So we're about to show here what happened after the first play. And you just see the physicality here with Cameron Wright and Eliza McDowell for Georgia Southern. I mean, we talked about how physical, how chippy and aggressive this game has been really throughout the first half and is continuing here in the second. Following a 3-yard gain, Simpkins gets across midfield, going to be 3rd and medium. Also, on that interception that was thrown by J.C. French to end the first half, it was actually intercepted by Miles Muyong in the end zone, so he gets his first pick of the season.
Yeah, again, anytime you get a pick, you want to take credit for it, so a good job for him. And again, for JC, you just want to get the ball in the end zone. Unfortunately, it's a pick for him.
3rd and 6. The Shants only 1 of 7 in the first half. Hudson airs it out, caught inside the 35. Dominic nicely with his first catch of the game.
Coastal just slipping the back out of the backfield with the tempo. I think Georgia Southern's not getting lined up and not falling their eyes. They fake the ball to the running back, but Tyson doesn't chase him out to the flats. Easy completion.
So on the dump out, the offense rolling here for the Shants as a first down run will put the Chanticleers in the red zone. So also, we were discussing, Jason, if the change in quarterbacks would also have a change in offensive schemes from the offensive coordinator, Drew Holdenshed.
Yeah, it has a little bit. They're still trying to run the zone, but I think it's more of a token run. They're not really looking for the big play, but with the speed of it, they're getting the ball out wide and fast.
Speaking of fast, 7th play of the drive. Here to start for the Chanticleers. under 300 yards of total offense. Georgia Southern 339 in the first half. Hudson going to the end zone. Incomplete. And how about the matchup? That was Cameron Wright with the incompletion. Elijah McDowell breaking it up, and we saw those two getting chippy earlier on in the drive.
Yeah, they're definitely chippy, taking each other's towel. But this was a great throw. Again, McDowell stayed with it, fought with the hands, and knocked that ball out. Definitely looked like it was going to be a touchdown, but way to fight through the end. Again, they got a third and medium situation, which Georgia Southern feels they can win with the pass rush. Need to get to the quarterback quickly.
From the 20 on third down, play clock winding down. Sean's going to take an early timeout.
Timeout. Coastal, this is their first timeout of the second half.
Didn't see
seconds.
Coastal use a timeout in the first half, but they used one here to start the second.
Yeah, they're looking to get touchdowns and not field goals, so they need to make sure everyone's on the same page and also talk to the quarterback about protecting the ball because you're in scoring position at the moment.
Yeah, head coach Tim Beck mentioned that one of the keys offensively, continue to protect the football. We already saw an interception from Brendan Harrington for Georgia Southern, and it felt like against Georgia State they kicked too many field goals. They needed touchdowns, and also spoke about the importance of third downs.
Right, and their third medium situation where with Collier, this could be a run or a pass. More so with Hudson, I believe you're thinking it's going to be some kind of pass. Georgia Southern has not done a good job of covering the running back, so I wouldn't be surprised if they could figure out how to get the ball to the running back in space again.
What a unique thing with the Chanticleer, there's not one player that does it all. They really spread the love with different players with at least 10 receptions this season. That goes back to Coach Hollingshed and his time under Mike Leach at Washington State and Mississippi State.
Yeah, they're making you basically play 52 and a half yards across, getting you very wide, and getting everybody involved.
Out of the timeout, 3rd and 6 from the 20. 8th play of the drive for the Chanticleers. Hudson scrambles, looking, throws, pass caught. First down, Chanticleers. Jameson Tucker the catch.
And that was an excellent scramble drill right there. That wasn't necessarily the route, but as the quarterback started rolling out, you saw the receiver start getting friendly and back downhill. He just takes a glance at the sideline, keeps his feet in bounds. Great scramble drill right there.
Hudson now 9 of 14 in this game with 81 yards. Does have the pick, but has been efficient in this drive for Coastal. First down from the 12. Handoff. Robbie Washington gonna throw it and has a man open in Carmelo English. Touchdown, Chanticleers. Another receiver with a passing touchdown on the night. First it was Bryson Graves, and now it's Washington.
This is what Coach Hollingshed talked about, getting everyone involved. Now you have two receivers throwing touchdowns in the game. Again, this time was off a jet sweep handoff. Again, getting the ball in the end zone. He's calling out all the stops to keep this game close. That's a very nice opening drive to the third quarter.
It just goes back to what we were talking about, seeing it all in this game offensively, defensively, and on special teams. And the Chants are going to go for two. Hudson in the shotgun formation. Looking to tie this game. Hudson throws, incomplete. He had Graves, but a bit low on the pass.
Again, another great play design. Just missed the throw right there. The guy had a nice rub route. You got to get that ball up, and this game should be tied. Hopefully this does not come back to haunt them in the end.
An aggressive start to the drive for Coastal, down by 2, 35-33.
Yeah, nice arc on the ball. He threw it up where make sure this ball would not go out of bounds. When it's such a nice play call, the way they've been running the football, this guy's wide open in the back of the end zone. And on this sprint out right here, he has him. He just throws a bad ball right here. This should be a tie game.
Coastal down 35-33 off the missed two-point conversion. We've talked about the play calling from offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshead, but how about the trust Tim Beck has also with his experience as an offensive coordinator?
Yeah, especially Coach Beck let Hollingshead call these plays. You got to understand that he's evolving and keeping up with the way the game is now, getting the ball out wide, quick passes, and it's working so far.
A lot of top Power 4 programs on that list. Nebraska, Ohio State, Texas, NC State before taking over as head coach for the Chanticleers as Chants kicked this ball into the end zone for a touchback. The Eagles will take it from 25. Danny Wall, Jason Foster, and Sky Taylor on hand. Now, head coach Clay Helton said with our own Sky Taylor that they know that Coastal is a dangerous second half team. How does Georgia Southern to come out here to start this drive in the second half?
Yeah, they got to come out and answer the bell. It has to be points off this drive. And I believe the way you do that is to keep featuring OJ on. He's been running the ball, been having a career night so far. So figure out a way to get him the ball, maybe get it to him in the run game or the screen game this time.
French having himself a night, 13 of 18, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns. Throws a screen to Dalen Cobb. And Cobb with a gain of about 4.
Nice quick part. They're trying to get Cobb involved in the offense a little bit more. He kind of relatively quiet first half. Expect him in the second half to kind of pick it up.
Well, the main guy is receiving has been Camden Brown and also the running back O.J. Arnold. Case in point, Arnold on the flat. He's going to throw it. He has Camden Brown open. Brown down the sideline. His 3rd touchdown tonight. And O.J. Arnold, a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown, now a passing touchdown.
Wow. That's the way you answer the bell right there. Again, O.J. Arnold, as we see, doing it all. Again, still in the play from the Chanticleers playbook. Let their running back throw it. Our Georgia Southern running back can throw it. Camden Brown is the guy to throw it to. Puts his head down and off to the races.
73 yards to the house. Camden Brown, have yourself a night. 5 catches, 133 yards, and 3 scores. All it took was 2 plays for Georgia Southern to answer back.
As we see, the fireworks have not stopped this half. They're still shooting off, so more to come.
My goodness, what a way to start this second half. BAT good by Trip Bryant, 42-33, the Eagles lead.
And this passing touchdown was set up earlier because they did the running back swing pass 2 or 3 times earlier. He got, I think, 4 yards and 6 yards. This time he throws, stays behind the line of scrimmage, sails the block. Again, a perfect throw in stride. Camden Brown puts his head down, off to the races. Both offensive coordinators are calling a terrific game today.
Yeah, my hat is off to both Drew Hollingshead and Ryan Applin, just to really open up the playbook and just let your playmakers make plays.
Yeah. And that makes it easy to call a game. When you have good players, give them the ball a bunch of times and see what happens, you tend to score a lot of points.
Track meet continues here from Paulson.
Coastal Carolina, player number 44 is wearing number 38. Number 17 for Coastal Carolina is wearing number 36.
Well, Jason, I told you to pace yourself throughout the night as the explosive plays have continued here going into the second.
Now, I know both defensive coaches are looking for some kind of defensive play to kind of stop this momentum. So whichever defense can deliver first, I believe is going to win this game.
Chants will take it to the 25, and now, if you're Coastal Carolina, you have to continue that hot offense, that fast offense that you had from your first drive here.
Yeah, and I think the way to do that is with the tempo. Georgia Southern's doing a good job tonight, kind of containing the rush, being that Collier's out, but now they have a different threat. Now you got to play Coastal spreading you out so wide, you have to play a different way and get your mindset to see what these receivers are doing.
See what the Eagles did last week against App State and stopping the run game. 131 yards for the Chants here tonight. Hudson on first down, gives it to Dominic Nicely. Nicely cutting his way through. Nicely spinning for the first down.
Yeah, very good run by him. It looked like Georgia Southern had this bottled up. He used his vision, his quick cuts to get up and get a 10-yard gain. Good drive starter.
Head coach Tim Beck just talked about the running game and the amount of options that they have to go with. And this time it's Javon Edwards who stays on his feet and gets another first down for the Shots.
I think these long runs are coming to a direct correlation to the passes that the running backs and double passes that they've thrown. So right now the safeties are feeling a little bit slower than they were in the first half because they know the double pass can go over their head.
Defense for Georgia Southern has to be on their toes because you just don't know what you're going to expect offensively. As you mentioned, the double touchdown pass that we saw back in the first quarter. As Edward gets taken down, it's Keba Seka making the play.
Yeah, that was much needed for Georgia Southern right there at TFL. He just closes on him when both guard and tackle pull. He just follows him down very hard, not worried about the quarterback pulling the ball out like Collier would. So he's tackling this from the backside.
Weiser McDowell was actually the first one to get there that tapped the running back before Seka brought him down for the TFL. Be a loss of 2, 2nd and 12. Hudson throws incomplete. Intended for Carmelo English.
Yeah, Elijah McDowell, very sticky coverage right there. Broke on that ball, almost had a pick. The low snap didn't help McDowell out right there, kind of threw off his timing. They're lucky this ball wasn't picked off. It's a 3rd and long situation. Hope Georgia Southern looks like they're going to bring some pressure, trying to tackle this ball in front of the sticks.
From a 47. Hudson airing it out deep, incomplete. Was looking for Tucker on the far sideline. And how about the Eagles defense answering?
Yeah, that's the stop they needed. Again, another good ball. Just kind of goes between the hands of Tucker right there. Gave his receiver a chance with a nice throw. But for Georgia Southern, that's the break they may need to break this game wide open if they can get a score or a good return here.
Especially when we saw 2 nice runs from Dominic Nicely and Javon Edwards to start that drive. Huge for the defense to come up there at the end. It's Peyton Plott deep to return. Emil Sebafunde on the punt. And that will drop and go out of bounds. And Georgia Southern back on offense when we return after the break. 9:07 to play in the 3rd. Eagles lead 42-33. 3 touchdown catches on the night. It ties a school record. First time since 1998 that's happened.
Yes, 3 touchdowns in one game is a magnificent stat, but we believe he has them for 3 different quarterbacks on this, or 3 different people throwing the football. So this is an impressive stat within itself, and it just shows how versatile Camden is to catch the ball from anyone.
You are absolutely right, partner, because the first touchdown was from Weston Bryant. The second one was from J.C. Fritz, and the third one that we just saw was from O.J. Arnold. So not only tying a record with 3 touchdown receptions, 3 different players getting him the ball as well. Doesn't matter who's going to be quarterback here.
Yeah, he's a phenomenal athlete. Again, we still have a whole another quarter to go, a quarter and a half to go.
Well, the Eagles will start from the 20. First down, Arnold fighting and gets 9 yards. And we're trying to figure things out right now for O.J. Arnold because he has a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. Jason, you did something like that before, right?
I did, but I'm not sure if I've done it in one game. So I believe O.J. may be standing by himself on this one.
I know you've done it in a season at least. Our stats team is working to get that information. Arnold actually a gain of 8. Be 2nd and 2. French, near side, Dalen Cobb has a first down, looking for more. And Cobb down at the 42.
For Georgia Southern, they're doing a good job. They have such versatile athletes that we've seen Dalen Cobb throw a touchdown this year as well. Obviously, Weston Bryant. They have a lot of guys that can do multiple things, which makes them so hard to guard. And as you see these points pile up, you'd see why.
Cobb getting another first down. Be 1st and 10 from the 42. 3rd reception on the night for Cobb. French finds Cobb again. Stops and will get another first down. Flag is out. Dalen Cobb getting involved now in the receiving group.
holding, offense, number 5. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, second down.
That's going to go back as Marcus Sanders called for holding.
Yeah, Georgia Southern's trying to stretch you wide right here, as opposed to earlier in the game they were running straight up the middle. So now they forcing Chanticleers to run sideline to sideline. But I don't see much in the essence of a hold right there. Maybe a blown call, maybe in the break for the Chanticleers.
Well, we talked about the number of penalties the Chanticleers had in the first half, playing a much more clean style of football here in the second.
Yeah, I'm sure there's something Coach Beck addressing at halftime about playing clean football.
To make this 1st and 16 from the 36. French rolling. He'll throw it incomplete to Sanders. And so I do have some information for you, Jason. We're talking about O.J. Arnold, but Jason, you're the only player in Georgia Southern history to score a touchdown 5 different ways. A rushing touchdown, passing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. Also a punt return and a kick return.
Yeah, I moved a lot of spots. So that's one thing we can say. I was over a lot of positions, but I was fortunate enough to get the opportunity to score those touchdowns. The coach put me in position to make those plays.
Oh, another jump. That is Ibrahim Diawara, who fell for the hard count from French. Right when we were talking about how clean the Chant's been playing on defensive side.
Offsides, defense, number 18. Causing an offensive reaction. 5-yard penalty, remain second down.
They're actually get that one on Zeke Campbell.
Yeah, that's Zeke's second one, and I think the coaches had enough. They're subbing guys right out as they jump off sides now, so he's kind of fed up with this jumping off sides. We've got to pay attention to football in the hard count. They called it on Campbell, but it was not Zeke.
Yeah, they called it on Campbell, but that was Diawara that fell for it. 2nd and 11. Arnold, up the middle. Arnold inside the 40. And the amazing night for Arnold continues. He now has over 175 yards on the ground.
Yeah, just like last week, he seems like he's getting going. The more carries he get, just feeding him and keep making plays.
What a career night for the senior running back. French scrambles, incomplete, intended for Brown. Another flag on the play.
Ineligible player, downfield, number 53. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
Left guard Ty Furnish, an ineligible player down the field.
Yeah, I believe this is supposed to be a little hitch route right here, so the line is expecting the ball to come out quick. As when JC rolls, they're just trying to pick up blocks.
Maybe 1st and 15 from the 44. Penalty starting to pile up for Georgia Southern. Here's Teo Todd, tripped up from behind. And Dante Lunin on the TFL, making it 2nd and long.
Yeah, great job by Dante of trusting his instincts right there. With a double pass coming to shoot this gap, to be sure, takes a lot of guts right there, but a good play getting Georgia Southern even second and extra long now.
Already back off the previous penalty from the left guard and Furnish. Second and 17, Eagles at the 49. Todd cuts back inside. And Todd getting those yards back. We talked about the deep running room that the Eagles had. Teo Todd getting some chances here.
Yeah, I think he's coming in to give OJ a blow, but he's coming in picking up right where he left off. And if I'm Georgia Southern, I think I stick with the run game. I think you got 2 plays that pick up 10 yards. If you run the ball for 6 or 7 here, you go for it on 4th down.
Inside 6 minutes to play in the quarter. 3rd and 10. Georgia Southern 2 of 5 on 3rd downs tonight. French throws. Pass caught by Cobb, but he is short of a 1st down.
Right, and I think this is the situation where Coach Hill was talking about if you can kick it and make it a 2-score game, he may do it. Being that it's already a 2-score game, I believe they're going to go for it.
No, I think the way this game has been played, You want to keep your foot on the gas, and that's what Clay Helton is doing. The offense will stay out there. Be 4th and 3. The Eagles, last time they went for it on 4th down, it was intercepted in the end zone by Miles Muyong. Play clock winding down. French. Scrambling. Throws. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. Pass was intended for Taylor Bradshaw. A big-time stop by the Chanticleer's defense. He'll get the ball back. Down by 9 with 5 minutes to play in the third quarter when we come back on ESPN+. In the third quarter, it is salute the service night here at Paulson Stadium. Sky Taylor has more.
Tonight is Salute to Service night here at Paulson Stadium, and while he's not on the sideline after welcoming his newborn son Oliver on Thursday, we still want to recognize someone who represents that commitment in a very powerful way. Georgia Southern Assistant Strength and Conditioning Coach Jacob Byron. Byron served as a corporal in the United States Marine Corps from 2009 to 2013, including a combat tour in Afghanistan. He grew up in a very small town in Marion, New York, graduating with just 70 students, and his deployment to Afghanistan actually changed his whole perspective. He said seeing families and communities doing incredible things with so few resources made him so grateful, not just for what he had, but for the role that Marines played in helping him. So tonight we honor him and every veteran who has served with courage, sacrifice, and commitment. And a special shout out from me personally to my grandfather, Jesse Harris, who served in the Army for 2 years in Vietnam. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, Sky. Thank you, all our men and women, for your service to this country. The 2nd and 11 following the tackle for loss by Jacob Ferguson. Hudson throwing it deep, incomplete. Almost a spectacular one-handed catch there by Robbie Washington.
Yeah.
Correction, that was Malcolm Gilly there.
Yeah, just missed him by a hair. But Georgia Southern's feeling very comfortable playing man-to-man coverage out here on the edge, challenging these receivers. I think for Coastal, they're going to have to get some in-breaking routes to catch and runaways instead of trying to run it straight down the field.
3rd down and 11. Sean's just 30% successful from third downs tonight. Hudson almost got the hard count to work. Play clock at 3. Hudson, plenty of time. He's going deep near side. Oh, what a catch! Cameron Wright taken out at the 25-yard line. Tad Hudson airing it out here in the second half.
Right, just as we say, don't throw it straight downfield, they do. Great job, great throw again. Georgia Southern still sticking with the coverage, but if he's unable to get his head back, he drops his ball in the bucket.
Drew Hollingshed going back to the air raid style as Hudson, a big pass. Now he's going to run it. Hudson inside the 10. My goodness, what a response by the Shants.
Yes, they got it rolling right now. I don't think anybody expected a quarterback run right there. He's pulling out all the playbook.
Hurry up offense. First and goal from the 7. Simpkins. A short gain. Tackled by Aiden Jackson.
Good job by the defense of getting him on the ground to kind of slow the tempo down. Now as you see Coastal change, Georgia Southern will be able to change D linemen and personnel and kind of see if they can get this offense slowed down.
Taking some more time here. Trying to figure out what they want to go with here on second and goal. Jalen John in at running back. Hudson, one-on-one to English, incomplete. Elijah McDowell, the redshirt freshman, breaking it up. And now you got a lineman down. Heston Edwards, the left guard, slow to get up. And now the trainers are going to make their way to check on Hudson. We've seen, while this has been an explosive game, we have seen some injuries on the Chanticleer side. From the opening kickoff to Walt Gray, our thoughts are still with Gray. The medical car had to come out. And then Samari Collier went down in the first quarter. And Heston Edwards, who has actually been known as one of the leaders on the offensive line, that went down.
Yeah, they've suffered some unfortunate injuries this game. And like you said, the next man up mentality is always in play. But if you have this many guys dropping, you want to make sure your team just come out of this game healthy as well as you're trying to pick up this victory.
See here once again, it's good coverage there by McDowell on English. And another injury we forgot to mention, also Dre Pinckney went down the sideline in the first half as well. And Edward, you know, the Chanticleers had some injuries on the O-line earlier in the year. Drew Hollingshed talked to us about that and mentioned that when those guys came back, and there you see Collar, safe to say he's not going to return this game tonight. Coach Hollingshed said that when players got healthy on the O-line, it provided more depth.
Right, and you saw that throughout the 4-game winning streak. These guys are putting up points, and now you got them dropping.
Third and goal. Hudson is sacked. What a stand by the Eagles defense and Caleb Moore.
And we have another Chanticleer lineman down.
Official timeout.
Yeah, that is Julius Tate, the backup right guard, redshirt freshman. I mean, at this time of the year, everybody's banged up. I mean, you're at a point now in November, you play 9-10 games of football, and just everyone just trying to power through and push through.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part about football. Injuries do accumulate. Hopefully these are not serious injuries, but I guess with the transfer portal and all the recruiting, depth is going to be the key to a lot of teams winning games. The team with the most depth usually win the game later in the season.
Yeah, Chanticleer has entered this season with 61 new players on their roster. And Coach Beck just talked about just trying to figure things out, learning new players. See here, just what a sack. I mean, Kebaseka getting there first, and then Caleb Moore taking him down. Moore had a sack last week and has one again. It's going to bring up fourth and goal for the Shants as Tate is making his way off the field on his own power. But now you got to make a decision if you're Coastal Carolina. Do you go for it here on 4th and goal, or do you kick a field goal?
I think you kick a field goal right here, get it back to a one-score game, get something positive going. And your kicker's been perfect. Let them keep kicking, get you a little bit closer, and then maybe you can get a stop next drive and potentially take the lead.
This will be a 34-yard field goal from Kian Fructe. We saw Philippe Laforge hit a career-high 51-yarder back in the first half. That was the longest field goal for Coastal since 2020. Fructe, his first miss. The Eagles got a piece of it.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that ball came out with enough trajectory on it to get over the defensive lineman, but Georgia Southern did a good job of splitting, getting the paw up, getting the finger on this ball. Again, keeping this a 2-score game, so that's actually a big block right here. It could be a potential momentum swing.
Yeah, you saw a hand up on the line by Georgia Southern.
Not sure who that is, but they did a good job resetting the line of scrimmage and getting their arm up. Again, these are game-winning plays that the Eagles are making right now.
Yeah, the big thing is that the Eagles made a play on special teams.
Right, they were being outplayed on special team up until this point.
Giving a Fructe his first miss on the season. The Eagles back on offense from the 20. 2:37 to play in the third quarter, leading 42-33. Arnold in at running back. He's got 184 rushing yards. He gets it again. Gonna push for 3, maybe 4 yards, but what a career game for the senior Arnold.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal this game. Again, besides the one fumble, but he came back and answered with that with a touchdown pass. He's just very elusive and hard to bring down, and then great vision.
Everything about Camden Brown currently in motion, has 3 receiving touchdowns, tying a program record in the game. French over the middle. Pass is caught. That is Amon Green, the tight end. We hadn't seen the tight ends get involved on the receiving side, but in terms of running the football, they've done a great job creating some lanes for Arnold.
Yeah, they've done a very good job of creating lanes. They're just leading double teaming the 7 technique, giving OJ a lot of space to run that football.
3rd and 1. Low reception by Sanders. He gets the first down and tackled at the 39. Hurry up offense for the Eagles here.
Yeah, I think the confidence in Sanders is coming. Again, this is the 3rd down throw. A low throw, he goes down and helps the quarterback out, picking up the first down. So on 3rd down going forward, I'll be looking for Sanders in that one-on-one coverage to make a play.
French completing his 20th pass. 197 yards, 2 touchdowns, does have the interception. Direct snap to Arnold, flea flicker, French going deep, has Cobb inside the 25, and another Eagles receiver with a big play.
This is just a greatly drawn up play right here. The running back, everything about this play says run, then they run the spear route across field, flip it back to JC, and he makes a perfect throw to Dalen Cobb.
Just like that, the Eagles in the red zone, a 43-yard pass as Arnold pushing his way up the middle. I mean, just the playmakers overall for Georgia Southern. It's a sight to see.
As you watch it, this is halfback direct. Flip it back to JC. Again, a perfect throw on the sideline, getting it to Cobb up the field, getting all their playmakers involved like we just mentioned.
Gain of 6 from Arnold on that play, but Dalen Cobb getting involved. That was a 6th catch. Leads the team with catches tonight. French, one-on-one to Brown! Incomplete! He made the catch, but was out of the end zone.
Again, it might be one of the best catches not to score a touchdown we've seen. The Chanticleers are playing with fire with this one-on-one coverage. He holds him off with his left arm, high points the ball again. But again, good coverage to keep him out of bounds and nail him to the sideline.
This place would have exploded if Brown stayed in the end zone. His 4th catch would have made a new program record for touchdown catches in a game. He's got one-on-one on the near sideline again. On 3rd and 4, Arnold. He will be short of the first down. And now the Eagles will have some time to think it over on what to do on 4th down as the third quarter comes to a close. 42-33, Eagles the lead over Coastal Carolina. This has been an exciting game in all 3 quarters. The 4th should be the same when we come back on ESPN+. What a night in Paulson Stadium. Georgia Southern leading 42-33 through 3 quarters of play over Coastal Carolina. It'll be 4th and 3 for Georgia Southern. We were just debating over the break, Jason, if the Eagles would go for it or take a field goal there. He brought the field goal unit out. So Trip Bryant, this is going to be a 38-yard field goal try.
Yeah, I think this is the right call to go up by 2 touchdowns versus 2 scores.
First time we've seen the field goal unit. And Trip Bryant knocks it down. 45-33, capping off a 7-play, 70-yard drive. It has been a historic night, especially for the senior running back, O.J. Arnold. We can say he is the first player in Georgia Southern history to rush, pass, and catch a touchdown in the same game.
Yeah, that's just such an impressive stat right there. And it kind of shows off his versatility and talent to do all these things in one game. And like I said, we still got a quarter left to go. Here you see the big run as he squirts out of there, showing his running ability. Come back, he has a catch for a touchdown. Well, here's the run. He's sticking his nose in there, finding the end zone for the touchdown. Again, you see his long touchdown run, he puts his head down, and here's the pass to cap off the hack trick. Coming in, throwing the ball up, letting Camden Brown do the rest of the work for him. Again, a phenomenal night going forward for O.J. Arnold right here, setting history for the Eagles.
On the ground, Arnold has 16 carries, 201 yards, 2 touchdowns. Receiving, 4 catches, 53 yards, and a score. And then we saw that 73-yard touchdown pass to Camden Brown. And you can't forget about Camden Brown, who also tied a record for most receiving touchdowns in a game with 3. As the Eagles kick this off, the Chanticleers will take it inside the 5. We've seen some magic from Malcolm Gilley. He has a kick return touchdown. Won't make it to the 25, but as the Chants back on offense here in the 4th quarter, this is going to be a must-need situation for the Chants to score to keep this game close.
Yeah, this is the last drive. Chanticleers right here. Hudson's dropping back. Again, trying to go over the top, and with a great throw right here. They had a little momentum. You thought they were going to try to put it in the end zone. Like with the quarterback run, he's been versatile. They need a little bit more of this drive and try to cap it off with 6 points.
Yeah, the Chants started great, but the defense came up big in the red zone as passes caught by Carmelo English, and then you had the blocked kick to give Kian Afrukte his first miss on the season. Sean sticking with their hurry-up offense. Another first down after the 14-yard reception by English. And now Malik Mega getting down the sideline for a gain.
Yeah, the Chanticleers are moving the ball very well between the 20s. Just when they get in the red zone, when the field tightens up, they got to kind of expand the play call and figure out a way to get into the end zone.
That's where you have to execute. English on the catch, gets the first down across midfield. I mean, here's what's at stake for Coastal Carolina. They win this game tonight. They come back here down 12. They'll face James Madison in 2 weeks for a shot at the Sun Belt Conference Championship representing the East. We saw what Coastal did earlier, blew out App State 58-10. If the Chants lose, JMU's going to the title.
Yeah, so definitely a big game, and I'm sure this is in the back of the coach's mind, but right now you want to figure out a way to get this victory. But they have a lot at stake, and these last 13, 14 minutes are going to tell a lot about their team.
JMU right now leading the East. Southern Miss leading the West, but they lost to Texas State earlier today.
Yeah, that was kind of a shock in the way Southern Miss has been playing. But Texas State came in tonight and obviously made some plays to win that football game for them.
A gain of 1 from Nicely on first down, 2nd and 9. Hudson throws too high. Bring up third down.
Georgia Southern got a lot of edge pressure right there. Got in Hudson's face. That was Gabriel right there trying to get into the quarterback face and just affecting that throw. Chanticleers are trying to do a little bit of RPO action, get these guys some wide open lanes to throw through. So it's going to be up to Georgia Southern D-line to get into the face of the quarterback.
From the 46. 3rd and 9. Hudson. Plenty of time. Near side, caught by Tucker. First down, Chanticleers.
Yeah, and Tucker ran an absolutely perfect route right there. He got up to his sticks, sat down. As his head dropped, the ball was in the air for a nice completion.
Timeout.
They got Tucker limping. You see Tucker making the catch and was limping his way off the field. There's another Chanticleer that's shaken up.
Hopefully he's just cramping to get back out there because these are going to be some big drives coming up. They're going to need all the firepower.
The benefit for Coastal is that they spread the wealth out to numerous receivers. Hudson, play is called dead. We got another flag.
False start, offense. Now the own players were set. 5-yard penalty remains first down.
That is the 12th penalty for the Chanticleers.
Yeah, I think this is going to be on the quarterback. Everybody wasn't set, kind of a quick snap. But again, Georgia Southern was ready for this play.
Please set the game clock to 12:55. Thank you.
If I'm not mistaken, Coastal probably has more penalties tonight than they had the previous 4 weeks combined. And this is probably why they find themselves down at this point in the game.
Hudson on 1st and 15. Catch made by Mega. Will get to the 31-yard line. And you're close. If I recall correctly, it was 14. It was 14 that they had in the last 4 games. But they averaged 3 a game during that 4-game winning streak. Gain of 7 by Mega. 2nd and 8. Handoff. Edwards gets inside the 25. Going to be 3rd and short.
Yeah, great run by Edwards to stand tight, but Aiden Jackson's had a couple home run saving tackles at this point in the game, and he continues to do that. And he's in on the tackle again right here.
Edwards gets the first down, which mentioned Jackson shaken up, and he is down on the field. And we saw him limping there at the end of the last play.
Timeout. Official.
Jackson in pain.
Timeout.
We're going to take a quick commercial break at the trainers. Check on Jackson here on ESPN Plus. The Eagles lead 45-33. walk off on his own power. Junior from Atlanta, Georgia has had himself a night as one of the DBs, being able to cover this Coastal Carolina receiving corps. And one of the reasons why the Eagles leading 45-33.
Yeah, Jackson, he's been all over the field tonight, as well as all year. He's one of their best playmakers, especially on defense. He finds the ball, he makes tackles, all around great football player. Hopefully he can get back in the game tonight.
Led the Eagles tonight with 8 total tackles. Play will resume. It'll be 1st and 10 in the red zone for the Shots from the 16-yard line. Nicely up the middle. Touchdown, Coastal. Nicely went through untouched for the score.
That's a very nice run by Nicely right there. So he kind of squirts through the hole. He stutters his feet, and when he hits the hole, you see him explode through for the touchdown, basically untouched. Not sure if Georgia Southern was lined up correctly on that play because that was a gaping hole.
What a response for the Chanticleers. 10 plays, 75 yards, just over 3 minutes off the clock, capped off with a 16-yard run by Nicely. Fructe knocks down the PAT. It's a 5-point game inside Paulson. 45-40, Eagles lead.
Carolina 40.
Timeout.
Yeah, as he squirts through the hole right here. There's no one in sight for the pitcher. Again, good play call by Hollinger for the play call here. Georgia Southern was spread out wide. Easy touchdown for the Chanticleers.
On ESPN Plus, a 16-yard touchdown run by Dominic Nicely makes it 45-40 Georgia Southern, but Coastal still in this game, and the offensive production has continued for both sides, Jason.
Right, for Coastal, they're definitely fighting, but they're doing it in a different way tonight. Obviously, after Collier's injury, now they're throwing the ball around, getting everyone involved. And for Georgia Southern, it's been mostly on the ground, running the football, then mixing in the pass game with it.
Nicely getting his first touchdown on the night, 3rd on the season. Look at Dalen Cobb on the kick return for Georgia Southern. See Cobb able to return a few here throughout the second half. .32 to play in the 4th. Cobb will watch that one sail into the back of the end zone. We talked about how Dalen Cobb is playing with a heavy heart today. He leads the Eagles with 6 receptions. He does have 81 yards, but an emotional night for Dalen Cobb. We were unsure if Cobb was going to be back in town for this game tonight. We found out yesterday that Cobb lost his grandmother. She passed away, and just a lot on his mind, a lot on his heart, and playing for something bigger than him here tonight.
Yeah, he's definitely playing for someone bigger than him, and it's tough to come out here and play after something like this happens, but he's coming out giving it all for his teammates, and he knows his grandmother's looking down on him.
The Eagles will start from the 25 up the middle. O.J. Arnold continuing his career night with over 200 rushing yards.
And I think for Georgia Southern, they have to challenge, bring back the toughness that they had shown in the first half, and running the football is going to be the way to do that. They got to get a score and milk this clock a little bit because the Chanticleers have been rolling on offense, even with the quarterback change.
Gain of 7 by Arnold. His 17th carry on the night. This is number 18 as he takes a hard hit, but he gets the first down.
Yeah, I believe the hard hit, he's going to limp off right here. I'm not sure if it's a shoulder or ankle, but he's down for a second. Hopefully he can get himself back in the game. But again, the next man up, Baker comes into the game. I expect Georgia Southern to continue to do the same in running this football.
Bryce Baker, one of the 5 available running backs here on the night for Georgia Southern. 1st and 10 from the 36. It will be Baker on the carry, and he may have gotten a yard at best. D-line for the Chanticleers stepping up and led by the linebacker, Luke Murphy.
Yeah, that was a very good job on Murphy right there, shooting the gap, making it 2nd and 9, kind of slowing up Georgia Southern run game flow right here, kind of forcing them maybe have to throw the ball early in this down.
Got a gain of 1. And that was the second carry for Baker. Here's a catch made by Marcus Sanders across midfield. Sanders gets inside the 40. J.C. French, 22nd completion, 30 throws overall. He's been productive minus the interception.
Yeah, JC's been very productive. And this is a very tough throw right here. Over 1 and under 2 to fit that ball in, and Sanders making a play after the catch.
From the 39, Baker, took a shot there. Zamarian Gordon, what a hit.
Yeah, Zamarian came downhill with bad intentions right there and laid it on the running back. He's been known to be a big hitter throughout from his teammates, just kind of putting on display right there.
Gain of 4 from Baker. 2nd and 6, 9 minutes to play. And French is sacked. Savon McDowell with his first sack on the season, and it's a huge one for the Chants defense.
Yeah, this is a huge sack, but again, looks like Georgia Southern had the guards looking inside. The blitz comes on the outside. Cook just kind of missed him here. I'm not sure if that's the running back pickup or the O-line needs to slide, but that's a huge bust by Georgia Southern and a break for the Chanticleers.
Going to make it 3rd and 13 from the 42. Baker in motion. French fakes the Baker, has to get it out, and it's incomplete. And French is frustrated there as Coastal's defense putting pressure on him this drive.
Yeah, we got a flag right here. I think it's going to be a legal man downfield on Georgia Southern.
Ineligible players downfield. That penalty is declined. 3rd down. Correction, 4th down.
I was going to say, that makes it 4th and 13, and now the Eagles have to punt the ball.
Yeah, the Eagles looked like they were trying to set up a screen or possibly a double pass. They was actually running Cobb on a middle screen right here. Kind of his own lineman kind of got in his way because he was there, but good job by the Chanticleers of playing that, and now Georgia Southern defense has to step up and make a play.
We'll see where Alex Smith can put this ball and put the Chants in tough field position. Graves on the return. Fair catch called. And the Eagles, great effort, but it rolls into the end zone.
Yeah, great effort right there, but the Gunners got to have their eyes up to find out where their football is. That should have been down at the 4 or 5 yard line. Great kick right there by the punter.
So now with 8:11 to play, Coastal has a chance as they'll get the ball at the 20.
Yeah, very exciting game right here for Coastal to have a chance after all the penalties and turnovers they have. You would think Georgia Southern be up big, but they keep fighting and keep playing. Now they have a chance to come win this football game.
All led in the second half by Tad Hudson. Came in when Samari Collier got hurt in the middle of the first quarter. Took some time to get in rhythm, but has been rolling here in the second half. On first down, handoff to Javen Simpkins. Simpkins. See where they spot the ball.
Yeah, a good run by Simpkins right there, and those runs will make it easier for Hudson to throw the ball.
He's short of the first down, 2nd and 1. Hudson going to keep himself to get the first. And if you're Coastal, you don't want to give the Eagles defense the time to think. You want to stay with the hurry-up offense.
Yeah, you got to stay with the hurry-up offense. On the touchdown run right there, they called the Eagles not lined up correctly. And with the tempo they're doing, they're going to try to catch them again like that.
Simpkins couldn't get past the block of Edwards. He may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, 2nd down.
Yeah, Justin Myers came down and made a good tackle, basically for no gain from the safety position. I think Georgia Southern's going to have to get more aggressive to make these 2nd and long situations come up.
We're going to see what offensive coordinator Drew Hollingshed will do here on this drive in the 4th quarter down. Simpkins to the 35, fighting for extra yards, going to bring up 3rd down.
3rd and 7. I think Georgia Southern can live with this situation. The pass rushers are going to have their ears pinned back trying to get to the quarterback. If you're Coastal, just make sure you protect and give Hudson a little bit of time. He's making nice completions today.
3rd and 7. 4 receivers set for the shots. Hudson with protection, throws across the middle and incomplete. And how about the Eagles defense making a stand on the 3 and out?
Yeah, very good stance right there. The way Coastal have been running the ball and driving down the field, you thought they were going to have a little bit of momentum. The Georgia Southern defense stepped up to the challenge and forced a punt.
We were talking about the Chants playing fast. Do you think they went too fast there?
I do. I think they went a little bit too fast right there because the running game was working. Once they got that first incompletion, the tackle for no gain kind of threw them off schedule.
Rather a 3 and out, just a 3rd down stop overall by the Eagles as Sebafunde sending this one deep. Fair catch made by Plott. Went down as he retrieved the ball. 6:26 to play in the game. Eagles leading 45-40 on ESPN Plus. 45-40, the Eagles lead with 6:26 to play in the 4th. Their final home game for Georgia Southern next Saturday, 1 p.m. start time against Old Dominion. And then we'll finish out the year on the road at Marshall. Georgia Southern needs to win 2 of their last 3 to be bowl eligible. The fans in Paulson feeling good with the lead they have right now. But Georgia Southern has to close this game out, similar to the way they did last Thursday against App State, Jason.
Yeah, and the way they're going to do that is to feed O.J. Arnold the football and watch what he can do with it. The O-line has to continue to block, give him a little bit of space, because this is a big drive and they definitely need it.
They give it to Arnold on first down. Got a gain of 2. And this is what Arnold did last week against App. 10 carries, 74 yards to seal the deal. Made magic here tonight overall with a passing touchdown, rushing touchdown, and receiving touchdown. The first Eagle to do so in a game. Pass caught by Camden Brown, his 6th reception. A flag is out. Oh, what a tackle here by Luke Murphy. Some WWE action on a spine buster.
Yeah, Luke's coming to play tonight. He definitely want to get him on the ground.
Holding, offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
Keyshawn Wembley going to bring that play back for holding.
Yeah, that's a big penalty. Georgia Southern's kind of doing what Coastal did in their first quarter with all the penalties. But Luke, like you said, you see this picture right here. Surprised it's not a personal foul, but he's definitely bringing the pain, trying to deliver a blow to Camden Brown here.
Chanticleers are trying to make a statement, trying to fight their way back. Under 6 minutes to play in regulation. Chants down by 5, 2nd and 18 from the 20. French to screen to Arnold. He lost it. Falls on it. And will recover.
Incomplete pass.
But they're going to say it's an incomplete pass, make it 3rd and 18.
Yeah, Georgia Southern's kind of tricky right now because they ran the ball on 1st down, then went empty. On 2nd down, they got a penalty. Went empty went empty again, and now incompletion. So you've only burned maybe 30 seconds off the clock, and you lost 8 yards. You would like to see them run the football and bring back the greediness and toughness they showed in the first quarter and feeding OJ the football.
Defenses have been making a stand here in the second half. 3rd and 18. French scrambles and tackle. Coastal Carolina's defense standing tall.
Yeah, for Coastal, that's everything you want out of the drive. Not only did you get a 3 and out, you had them basically lose 10 yards and literally only a minute come off the clock. Great defensive call right here, bringing the pressure. And anytime it's 3rd down, the Chanticleers have probably the best pass rush when they know it's pass, and it showed right there.
How about the defensive end, Jaden Bryant? He was met with 2 Eagle linemen, but was able to hold back once French went and made the play. Alex Smith sends this one deep. Fair catch called at the 43. So Bryson Graves, be careful there. Got to make sure you have hands on the ball and come down with it. But this is good field position for the Chanticleers. We're under 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, very good field position. The defense got the stop they needed. We're going to start from almost midfield. You need a touchdown with all 2 timeouts left. Again, Hudson's been playing well. You want to see if he can deliver on this drive, get the ball downfield to his athletes to make plays in space.
Clay Elton is furious. You see Tim Beck, cool, calm, and collected. And the Chants have 207 yards on the ground. They're 14-1 in the Tim Beck era when they have those kind of numbers past 200. Can they make it 15-1? What a tackle from Davion Rose, blowing things up. A tackle for loss.
Well, that will help their stat because now they're going to be below 200 yards. So that may not be there. But again, I think Georgia Southern seeing enough of this own run. They're shooting gaps right here. They're going to force Hudson to use his arm to beat him.
Hudson, 15 of 26 passing, 173 yards, does have an interception. It's been the 2 wide receivers that's thrown for touchdown passes today in Graves and Washington. 2nd and 13. Hudson throws. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Graves.
Yeah, that's just a drop right there. But Hudson did a good job sliding up in the pocket and also moving to his left. Delivered a good ball. Should have been a catch. Unfortunately, it's 3rd and long for these guys. They hit him right in the shoulder. I wonder if the referee got in his way a little bit.
That's what I was thinking as well. I mean, you're going across the middle, trying to avoid the ref. Nonetheless, it did hit him. He got to make the catch. 3rd and 13 from the 41. Hudson going deep. Caught! Oh, the ball is out, and Brooks Johnson, they're going to say
It was an incomplete pass.
it's incomplete. You saw Johnson there. It's good that he got up, because that was a scary situation there as he came down with the ball and then dropped it.
Yeah, especially from what we saw at the beginning of the game. You're definitely holding your breath. Great throw. Nice pass breakup right there. Breaking up the ball. Elijah McDowell's had a night tonight. Way to come off one, pinpoint 2, deliver blow and knock that ball out. Shoulder first, keeping it clean.
Shots are going to go for it. Play clock winding down. Timeout was called. Rather, we got a flag on.
Timeout, Coastal Carolina. This is their 2nd timeout of the second half, 30 seconds.
There's a flag in the back at the 30-yard line. Coastal did call the timeout. You see Tim Beck talking with the ref. One of the referees.
Coastal Carolina did not call a timeout. Delay a game, offense.
Oh, wow.
Penalty from the previous spot remains 4th down.
So Sean didn't get the timeout, and now Coach Beck is furious. Delay of game.
Yeah, but I believe they were going to go for this 4th down right here around midfield. But now as you back it up, I believe they're going to have to try to punt, play some defense, and get this ball back to their offense.
Look here again. You see Johnson coming down with it, but Elijah McDowell, freshman from Decatur, Georgia, he's had himself a night.
Yeah, outside the one pass interference call he had, that was still sticky coverage. He's made a lot of plays tonight. He's shown up a lot of times around the football.
4th and 18, the Shants will punt. Seba Funday sends this one away. Fair catch called by Plott. And be at the 10-yard line. 3:52. Georgia Southern got to go into your 4-minute drill to seal this game up.
Yeah, as you mentioned, the 4-minute offense, you're going to have to bring the big boys in and try to run the football, hike the ball as the play clock's going down.
Timeout. Official.
And then for Georgia Southern, the last couple drives, they have not been able to run the football, so they got to figure out a formation or a way, maybe even getting J.C. French in the run game to utilize his speed to get these first downs.
The 4th quarter has been a defensive 4th quarter from both the Eagles and Chanticleer. Now, Georgia Southern has some time. 3:52. But also, the Chanticleers do have 2 timeouts to spare. They don't have to use until past the 2-minute timeout.
Correct. So Georgia Southern, it looked like you're going to need at least 2 first downs to run this clock out. Like I said, with the 2-minute warning in college football, kind of changes the dynamics of it now.
You got to remember, 2-minute timeout, not the 2-minute warning, but
correct.
Jeremiah Holmes, on the official's timeout was called. Holmes being helped off the field by the trainers. And we talked about the injuries in this game. Now the Eagles dealing with the injury bug. So the Eagles will start from the 10-yard line, leading 45-40, 3:52 to play in the game. Arnold, tackle for loss. I mean, it seems like the Chanticleer's defensive line have figured out the Eagles' run game.
Yeah, the Eagles are trying to run outside zone to 9 techniques, which is going to be kind of hard to do. You like for him to keep it inside. Again, utilize J.C. French in his run in his legs. But right now, the Chanticleers have figured out what's going on here.
O.J. Arnold, along with the triple threat in touchdowns, first 200-yard rusher in 4 years. French back to pass, throws, incomplete, and there's a late flag. You saw Sanders wanted it, well, he got it. Rather, Camden Brown was the intended target.
There's no foul for pass interference defense. 3rd down.
So no flag, 3rd and 12, but for Coastal, you got to be careful here. You can't have any costly penalties.
Yeah, no costly penalties right there. He does go through the back of Brown. Looks like it should have been defensive pass interference. But for French, he can't come back to a short route late. You're asking for an interception right there.
So check that. It was Sanders, the initial intended target, not Brown. Georgia Southern, 4 of 10 on 3rd downs tonight. 3rd and 12 from the 8. Arnold, cutting! Arnold! There he goes! First down and then some! Inside the 40! What a night for O.J. Arnold!
We're going to simply say wow because the cut prior to him getting out is probably the best cut we've seen all year. Puts his foot into the ground, finds the home run gear, gets out for the first down for the Eagles. This is a huge play for them.
Arnold was the one that finished the game in the 4th quarter against App State. Looking to finish this one again, give them 267 on the ground. A big gain for 55 yards. And that's not even his longest rush tonight. The longest was 62 back in the first half. Teo Todd on the carry.
Yeah, for the Eagles, again, they found their run game right there, trying to, with OJ, he's been silent for most of the fourth quarter, but he's coming on strong.
Marion Wayne slow to get up for the shots. Todd gonna get a carry of 1. Wayne.
Official, timeout.
It took him a minute to get up off the ground. And remember, you can't, I'm not saying that was the intended thing there for Wayne, but you can't fake injuries or use injuries to take some more time and result in losing a timeout.
Yeah, at this point, like I said, it's above the 2-minute timeout.
There you go.
So it really doesn't help because the clock was going to run when he started anyway. So I think he was truly hurt. And I know the fans booed for it, but you're correct. The new rule helps with that problem that was going on in college football.
Well, we are at the 2-minute timeout. Eagles 45-40, looking to close this one out on ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus. 2 minutes to play in this game from Paulson Stadium. Georgia Southern a 45-40 lead over Coastal Carolina. DeShonta Clear, they got to go to South Carolina, who cannot be feeling great right now. Gave up the largest comeback in Texas A&M history, losing 31-30. But DeShonta had a chance in this game to compete for the Sun Belt East against James Madison in 2 weeks. But right now, the way Georgia Southern's been playing and the way O.J. Arnold has led the way, that may be coming to a close.
Yeah, definitely. O.J.'s been playing great, but unfortunately he's not in the game for Georgia Southern at this point.
Bryce Baker at running back, Weston Bryant in at quarterback, powering his way through. And the main thing for Georgia Southern, as Bryant, my goodness, 250 pounds of full force for the freshman. It's all about just running the clock out and forcing the shots to use their final 2 timeouts.
Weston, he definitely did on that play. This is straight quarterback power. Gets below his pads. He's contacted probably the 4-yard mark. He's 5 or 6 yards short, but he keeps his feet running, ultimately getting the first down, and that may have sealed the game for the Eagles.
Clock winds down. See how the shots used there. 2 timeouts, but Georgia Southern, the most yards under Clay Helton, 645. Looking for more. Brian will keep. Bounces out. Brian. Ooh. Took a hard landing, but gets up quickly. And Georgia Southern, what a game on the ground. Over 300 yards rushing as the shots call a timeout.
Coastal Carolina. This is the second timeout of the second half.
Fired up.
30 seconds.
That's going to do it.
Yeah, that's going to seal the deal right there with 2 straight quarterback runs. Getting back to what Georgia Southern did in the first half of being tough and gritty and just running the football. I think everyone knew the play was coming, just couldn't stop it. Great job for Georgia Southern, potentially getting his victory.
And what a game for the senior running back, O.J. Arnold. As things stand right now, he's already the first player in Georgia Southern history to pass, rush, and catch a touchdown in a single game. But he also has 267 rushing yards, which is the 5th most rushing yards in a game ever as of right now.
Wow, that's just such an impressive stat. Again, historic night for him. He's back on the field, but it's under the victory formation, so he can't add to that. But this is going to be a night he's always going to remember.
A night to remember for sure. A much-needed win for Georgia Southern to improve to 5-5 on the season. 1 game away from bowl eligibility, as French will need this one.
Right, and as great a game as OJ has played, it kind of overshadows what Camden Brown had done today. He's had another phenomenal game as well.
Coastal Carolina.
Overall, the Georgia Southern offense is just rolling on these last few games.
30 seconds.
Chanticleers will call their final timeout, and with this loss, James Madison will go to the Sun Belt Conference Championship representing the East Division with a 58-10 win they had over App State, and the loss here from Coastal in the next 116. I mean, what a season for the Dukes. But you got to give effort to Coastal Carolina to win 4 in a row. Just things kind of went off the rails with the loss of Samari Collier, but you got to give credit to Tad Hudson and others stepping up to provide points.
Yeah, unfortunately, Collier got hurt early in the game, but Hudson did come in and do a phenomenal job. I think they've eclipsed the 40-point mark probably for the 5th time in a row. Just could not get the stops they needed on defense.
Coastal scoring 40 for the 4th straight game, but this will not result in a win. Coastal will drop to 6-4, 5-2 in the Sun Belt. Georgia Southern 5-5, 3-3. They host Old Dominion next week, a 1 p.m. game. That's back in your territory playing day games, but chance for bowl eligibility.
Right, they're getting to play for bowl eligibility, so everybody wants to play that extra game. But again, back in the day games were the thing at Georgia Southern. These night games are terrific because you get the crowd gets into it. We always had the hot games at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, so looking forward to that.
Well, this has been a magical night in Paulson tonight. Salute the service, the unveiling of Freedom 2, career games from O.J. Arnold. Can't forget about Camden Brown, as you mentioned, ties an Eagles record of 3 receiving touchdowns in a game. First time since 1998.
Timeout. Georgia Southern.
Georgia Southern
First timeout of the second half.
Timeout.
30 seconds.
34 seconds.
Yeah. Even with all those stats, it still overshadows what Cobb did. I think he actually led a team in reception. So overall, probably one of the best nights offensively that Georgia Southern has seen in years. The offense is rolling. I'm sure they're going to look to carry this momentum into next week versus a very good Old Dominion team.
And a lot of credit to Dalen Cobb, who leads the Eagles with 6 receptions. An emotional time for him. His grandmother passing away last night, went back home to be with her in her final moments. And just a lot of resiliency from this team overall. I mean, this was a full team effort. The Eagles remain top 5 in home winning percentage in all of college football. The most yards in a game in the Clay Helton era. And just as French kneels this one out, this will be a night to remember in Paulson.
Yeah, definitely a night to remember. Again, fighting for bowl eligibility, big offensive night, obviously for Dalen Cobb, the news he received with his grandmother, records being set from Camden Brown and O.J. Arnold, Coach Helton. Just an overall great night for the Eagles. And again, a hard-fought night for the Chanticleers, who are going to go back and regroup and see what they can do next week in South Carolina.
As the clock winds down, Georgia Southern 45-40 over Coastal Carolina. The Eagles winning back-to-back games. First over App State on a Thursday night in Boone, and they keep things rolling here tonight at home against the Chants. What a night, record-breaking nights. O.J. Arnold, 5th most rushing yards in a game. The first Eagle with a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and a receiving touchdown. He was doing it all tonight for the Eagles.
Yeah, O.J. starts off here with a long run. Again, making people miss, getting downfield, getting behind his pads. And then here's his first rushing touchdown, finding the end zone. This is a gritty run, tough run, shows all his ability. Now we're showing off his speed as he breaks through on the zone run all the way to the end zone. Again, just a historic night for him coming through. Also going back to the receiving touchdown he caught. And now also watching the passing touchdown, shows all his talent right here. Lays that ball out perfectly for Camden Brown, who also caught 3 touchdowns from 3 different people, which may be Georgia Southern record we have to look up as well.
Yeah, we have to say 3 different people because it was French the quarterback, the Wildcat quarterback in Weston Bryant, and Arnold the running back. Sky Taylor is standing by down on the field for players of the game, O.J. Arnold and Camden Brown.
O.J., after tonight, you were the first player in Georgia Southern history to run, catch, and pass for a touchdown. What's allowed you to be so versatile?
It's honestly just trusting in my teammates, trusting the O-line. I mean, we work hard for this, so I mean that's what we try to do each and every week.
You've mentioned that the running back room, the brotherhood, you guys are just such a close-knitted group. How has that bond played a role in tonight's win?
They played a big role. Every time I came out the field, they're supporting me. They're giving me everything I need to do what I do on the field.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Camden, and tonight for you, you had 3 receiving touchdowns, tying school history. But the best part was each single touchdown came from a different person. What's allowed you to make those catches tonight?
Just blessed for the opportunity, and just thankful, and just showing just gratitude to everybody around the building, and just thankful for the opportunity. That's just the biggest thing for real. So I'm just blessed for the opportunity. I'm just blessed to be here because it could be way, way worse. So I'm just thankful.
Coach Helton said that your team needs to play the best football in November. You guys have done that so far, last week winning at App, now winning tonight at home against Coastal Carolina. What does this feeling feel like?
It feels good, but until the race continue, you feel me? So we got to keep going, we got to keep stacking. We ain't did nothing yet. We just trying to get a bowl game. We just trying to keep pushing. And we just thankful every day, just showing gratitude to each other because we gonna all need one. So I'm just very, very thankful, and you feel me? So, yeah.
Well, Camden, thank you so much, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
They remember what you do in November, and this has been a night to remember for Georgia Southern. Record-breaking moment here tonight as Georgia Southern 45-40 over Coastal Carolina on Salute to Service night on the reveal of Freedom 2. Everything working in a gutsy and gritty performance as the Eagles improve to 5-5 and get ready for Old Dominion. Credit Coastal for being resilient, but just couldn't come through at the end. They're out of contention for the Sun Belt Championship with a chance to upset South Carolina on the road next Saturday. For Jason Foster and Sky Taylor and the rest of our incredible Gator Productions crew, I'm Danny Wall saying so long from the prettiest little stadium in America. Eagles win 45-40 over the Chanticleers. All games airing on the ESPN network and streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.